I guess it's live. It just went ahead and popped. So here we are. We're already live now. So it didn't
Oh,
do a countdown for us. So
wow, StreamYard is something
I'm
else.
sure if it is, let us know in chat. Yeah, there's one person in screen. So hi, Tammy. How are you doing?
I'm good. Let us know if y'all can hear and see us because
Yeah.
it has been a trial getting on
Yeah.
StreamYard today.
Well, I haven't, as y'all know, the people who Wolfie and y'all had been here a bit. I haven't been on here in a while with Tammy, so I had my thing paused, so I didn't have to come and lose all my stuff. So whenever I came on just now, it tried to make me do something. I don't know what it said, but it didn't register right.
Yeah.
So here we are now, though. It registered now,
Yes. Here
but
we are.
we'll do it again. So how was your
Yes.
day?
Good. How was yours? Busy, but it was
Yeah,
good.
it's been
Hot,
busy.
hot, hot, hot here.
Yeah, it's actually hotter now, like right when that happened. Now I feel like turn the air down.
Yeah.
So, but yes.
We've got a heat advisory.
Oh, do
We've had
you?
one all. Yeah, we've had one all week. I think our humidity was like as much as 93% today. It's
Mhm.
down to 53% now, but you know. Hi,
Yeah.
Sea Fowls. Welcome. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you
Hi,
for
how are
being here.
you? Yes, thank
We've
you
had
for
a
being here.
StreamYard issue. We've been back, just so y'all know, we've been talking to y'all for 5 minutes. And we were
Yeah.
not live. Just so
Yeah,
you
it said go live and it wasn't live. And so I was
yeah.
like, wait a second. I was like, why does it say go live still? That's what I was saying. It was like total glitch. So sorry for the messy intro,
Yeah.
but
It's
here we are.
here we are. You
Yeah.
know, but StreamYard does that. If you don't get on there for like a couple of weeks, it will make you do this stupid survey before you can even enter the studio, and it
Yeah.
screws you all up. I hate it.
Yeah. I know. It didn't make me do the survey, but it told me that we were live and to go. And then I was like, wait a
Yes.
second, it still says go live. So that doesn't make sense. Will you bring me into
Oh,
this computer
StreamYard,
actually? Because
StreamYard.
this one's glitching a lot. And hi, Tara. I might switch my computer over too because this one's glitching a lot. So,
Okay.
and I forgot we were using Andrew's last time.
Yeah.
So
Hi,
it's
Claudia.
up
Hey,
there on the table under the computer TV. Hi, Claudia. How are you?
Tara. Tara, you love the thumbnail? She did a great job on the thumbnail, didn't she?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was like. That's the first time I've done that in a while too. I was like, came out pretty well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I can't even do it so good.
thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
glad you joined, C Files. I know y'all got another live
Yes. Yes. Thank you for
tonight,
joining.
so I'm glad you joined.
Sorry for the.
And since you have not officially met Megan C Files, this is
Yes.
my good friend and sister Megan. I've known
Yes.
her, what,
Hi.
2018? 2018.
2018. Yeah.
Yeah,
And nice to meet you. I've heard
yeah,
lots about you.
yeah,
Good things, of course.
of
What is
course.
the. Okay. I was like, what is the code?
We'll get it together. Y'all just give us
Yeah,
a minute.
it's been a while. Just bear with
Yeah,
me for 1 second. But we're
it's
just gonna
okay.
kind of be going over like, world news, kind of like we're gonna talk about the Gosling, Colin Goslin, and kind of what
Yes,
came out recently about him with his mother,
yep,
and then just kind of relate that to other stuff, kind of like Murdaugh. I know stuff came out about Murdaugh, but we're kind of talking about how all those systems are being exposed now. And so that how that kind of has a little bit to do with like the energy shift and like what's going on behind the scenes and how it's breaking those systems so we can get into a better kind of energy and kind of again that 5D energy that people are talking about going into. I would say it's more like a kind of like new world energy versus like, I
yeah.
mean, I don't always love to say 5D. It's kind of just new to me.
And it
Um,
would be news, especially if the changes are coming through, and the
yeah.
cycles are changing. So yeah, it would definitely be
Yeah.
new. Yep.
New in the sense like we're leaving that matrix energy, right? Like we're having
Right.
a bit of a more positive outlook on, things. And that's what we were talking about time speeding up, things happening faster, things
Right.
manifesting faster, especially like if you stay in a positive mood or mode, like when
Hmm.
that's happening, it seems like things happen a lot quicker for you,
Yep. Yep.
so.
Hi,
Let's see.
Scout. Good to see ya.
Hi,
Greetings
Scout.
from
How are
New York.
you?
Happy Fourth to
Yes.
you too. Happy Fourth to everybody. I was going to say that actually
Yes.
too before we left. Happy Fourth. Have a safe
Yes.
one
Happy
tomorrow.
4th, everyone. And hi, Wolfie. How are you doing? I am trying to do something really quickly. Also, I
Is
apologize. I'm trying to
Chief
switch
trying to
computers
is
over.
Chief trying to switch them over?
This one, I don't know. I feel like this one's going between working well now and not. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
But let's see. Yes, and happy 4th, Tara.
How you been doing, Tara? Haven't got to see you in chat in a while. Hope you're doing good. Hope everybody's doing good. Hi, Claudia. You slept a lot today, but I ran for 2 days. Daryl's heart surgery was scheduled for August. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess I don't know. Here it would still be hot as heck. Maybe there it might be a little cooler. Might be a little cooler. I don't know that matters, but it does when you're going back and forth to the doctor, I think.
Yeah.
But I was quite busy today. I had to go to Tractor Supply and I had to go to Walmart. And Walmart was not busy when I got there, but by the time I got halfway through, people were coming to Walmart to shop. I was like, could y'all not have waited another hour till I was gone and then come shopping at Walmart? Because I don't want to deal with you people. It was nice before.
Yeah, I don't like going to Walmart very much.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Most of the time.
We're both in small towns too.
Yeah, and I still hate it.
Yeah, that's why I hate it more. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's why I hate it more.
Oh, yeah, because you see somebody, and there's bound to be a family member in there that's holding you up.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to switch over. I might drop out, and then I'll be right back in.
Okay. I hate the crowds, too. They exhaust me. And then they're shopping, and I get you're shopping just like I am, but dang. I mean, you may not have something to do, but I do. So you're pushing your cart at the speed of a snail, and I need to get where you're walking at. Oh my gosh. We're all doing good, even with the heat wave. I know. Our only issue is the pups. We're having a really hard time with all. Oh, you know what? I dread that because my older dogs, my Shih Tzus, they do not like firecrackers or anything like that. So tonight, I live out in the country, so most probably maybe one or two neighbors are going to do fireworks. I probably won't, because they're
the fanny pack.
I really don't have neighbors. They're too far apart. But anyway, maybe they won't be close enough to be loud enough.
Okay, I'm here.
I know they got to stop and speak to me. Do I look like I'm on a mission? I want to get out of Walmart. Don't stop and talk to me. Please don't.
Can you hear me now, Tammy?
Yes, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. I was making sure. Yep. Okay. So I don't have the Gosling stream pulled up yet, so let me re-pull that up. So I apologize, y'all.
I know he can't hear me because you got your headphones on.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't know why I have to wear headphones with this mic. Nobody else wears headphones with their mic.
I don't wear.
I think it's the way I have it plugged in, maybe.
Cher wears headphones, and I think Seafowls wears headphones, but I don't wear headphones.
Yeah,
I never.
But I feel like I shouldn't have to unless I want to, and I don't know how to do it without having to wear them.
Why do most people do it? Do most people wear them to drown out the noise around them? Is that why they do it?
Maybe. I mean, I feel like I do it for that reason.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Let me see. But as far as the Gosling thing, as we get into that, and I'm pulling it up, what was your kind of opinion on why you think some of these things are coming out so heavily? I know we talked about it, but okay, do you need it that badly right now?
I think it is because I've noticed it's all families. So it's like the Goslings. It's like what was her name? Frank's. What's her first name?
Ruby Frank.
Yeah, it's
so Ruby Frank.
The 19 and counting. What's their last? The Duggars.
Duggars. Yeah, all those.
It almost seems like. And like you were saying, Murdaugh, because that is he has a family of lawyers and judges, the good old boys.
Right.
So it seems like it's like generational karmic
things
cycles.
Coming out. Yeah. And that's why I think like a lot of those cases, like Alex Murdaugh, like Summer Wells, like Sebastian Rogers, a lot of those cases are still being heavily talked about and being pushed more into the light because of the fact that it's trying to break those karmic cycles and those like good old boy ties kind of. And I say good old boy ties because it's like it runs so deep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Can you give me 1 second? They need
Sure.
something desperately, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, no
I'm sorry.
problem. No problem. No, you're good. Well, you know what? Um, I do think that's because they're getting older and they're braver now because they're away from, their um, parents who treated them that way. I think, for me, I think that they knew, like I was telling Megan, they've done this so long, they know how to stay under the radar and out of uh, suspicion from law enforcement. So, they taught the children to do that. So it's odd that the children decided to mess up and get caught or write a book or
Yeah.
tell a friend. It's like Megan was saying, either they wanted to expose it or what,
Yeah. They
why
didn't
all of
realize
a
it was
sudden,
so bad.
yeah, why all of a sudden after all these years they were able to hide it. Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's like they're giving it up. They're like, hey, look what we did over here.
I think it was like, I think it was Jill Duggar. I think if she was, I don't know, Tara would probably know maybe more. But in one of her interviews, it was one of the older daughters, they were saying they didn't realize how wrong and odd it all was until they got married and they started going around other people and they would tell them like how their family would behave, like the rules that they had, like just alone, like what was it? The little kids couldn't sit on the brothers' laps. That's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because, again, you're kind of like breeding that environment when you're behaving that way too. And so but like they were saying stuff like that, like locking the doors from the outside, things like that. So but yeah, she said she didn't realize it was odd until people were like, well, you don't think that's weird? And she was like, well, no, but now I kind of do now, you know what I mean? So I think it's a lot of that too, just not knowing that it's not common or quote normal to do some of these things, or because appropriate. I think appropriate.
They were around other families that did the same thing, so they didn't think it was wrong.
Yeah.
They had that clique or that cult or however you want to call that group of, because the people they were homeschooled, I believe, which there's nothing wrong with being homeschooled. I'm just saying they were homeschooled, but they fell into the same kind of church. They all kind of went to the same kind of church. They hung around the same type of people.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't think it was different. They wouldn't, because they would be doing the same things.
Well, I think the problem with the homeschooling for them too was they homeschooled on purpose to teach them the bare minimum, so they didn't know no better. At least the girls. The boys, that's a whole different subject of what they taught the boys. I think that was something just wholly different and like deviant, of whatever they taught them. But as far as the girls, though, I think the purpose of not giving them, because Jill said the same thing, I believe it's Jill, that they only have like not past like age 13 education or something like that. But again, I think that's on purpose. And you hear Anna give a lot of these speeches and she's talking about herself like a fairy tale princess, in the sense of like, well, I know us girls, we just want to be in love and have love. And, but basically like, just like we want to be moms, we want to be this and we want to be that. We just want to make a perfect wife. And I'm like, not really. You know what I mean? Like, not that those things aren't good, but you can tell it's all they're taught. That's all they're taught. It's not about like using your brain and doing those things and taking care of yourself and how to do those things if something happens, It
kind of sounds like the men were educated more.
Yeah, but to manipulate.
Right.
Also. Yeah. And I think that's what you mean too. But
yeah, they wanted them to be smarter, and have more book sense and stuff, because they wanted the females to be at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not question it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so let's see. I have this one pulled up. This is a little bit longer. So this is going to be Entertainment Tonight.
Okay.
And this is where Colin Gosselin this is where he's addressing being institutionalized twice. So this one's a little bit longer. And I kind of wanted to pull this one up for that reason, because you had said that she talks later about that. Mm-hmm. And kind of how it seemed like he made it in when the interview I saw Colin Gosselin that was more recent, it almost made it seem like almost even that he was so mistreated that his brothers and sisters were encouraged to almost not like him either. So like that's why you see in a lot of these pictures he's off to the side by himself.
Yeah.
He's to the side by himself. And so I just think that's why I kind of want to watch the part about him being possibly institutionalized, like how that tied into all of that somewhat.
Well, I don't know how they like the institution he was in. Like, I don't know if they had roommates or they had their own room. I'm not sure how they did that, but there's a video out there of I'm pretty sure he said I was his roommate.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells the story of being in the institution with Colin. And it's on YouTube too, but I hadn't have a chance to watch it.
Okay. So we'll start with this one just because I haven't really heard the full story of it. So I do want to hear what his perspective of the institution is on, in case they bring in the clip of his mother talking about her perspective of it. And then I'll try to, this is the channel they play the other clip on that I found. So it might pop up right after. If not, it should be close. So we'll find the one where he also is only about a week ago, that interview. So let me pull it up to add this one to the stage. Okay. 1 second, y'all. Take me a second. There it is. All right, let's use that one. Here we go. So there's going to be like some ads, but it won't be long.
You're the new IT director.
Hey, yeah, nice to meet you.
Great, let's start your Monday service onboarding.
So how do we get requests around here? Email, DMs, sticky notes, shoulder tapping, or the classic?
I was in two different institutions. Berry Place, I was actually 12 when I got admitted there, and then it was on my 13th and 14th birthday there.
Why were you there? Because your dad said you shouldn't have been there.
I came to the conclusion that everybody has their own agenda. My mom had her own agenda. I don't know exactly what that was, but my agenda was to make it out on top. That tough.
At the time, Kate said Colin's institutionalization was due to, quote, special needs.
You can't do anything without realizing he's missing. Colin wasn't there. Each unique child is receiving exactly what they need.
Your mom said Colin has special needs. There's a fairly fluid diagnosis of what those needs are. This has been a struggle we've had for a very long time, and it's one I've dealt with on my own. I felt very alone in this. By the same token, it's not something that has only impacted me or him. Our entire family has been impacted. When you hear that, what do you think?
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a
it's unfortunate that that's how my mom, phrased me as a person. I don't see those things, and I don't think anybody else sees those things, but if that's how she sees me, then, that's her point of view. And I hope that if we met again one day, she would understand that, it's not the case.
But you shouldn't have been there is what you're saying to me. So, what did that do to your relationship with her?
After being there, I didn't have a relationship with her. Even before that, I don't think we had much of a relationship. And I think that just kept tearing it even more down.
Colin told me he was finally able to leave the institution after writing John this gut-wrenching letter begging for help. Quote, "You're my dad, my savior. Please help me. I'm counting on you to get me out of here. Daddy, I love you."
You wrote a note to your dad. As a matter of fact, you might have even written it in crayon, and you asked him for help to get you out of that place.
Right.
What was going on?
I was in a dark place mentally. I think being in a place like that does more damage than it helps you. So I was hopeless. And I figured out how to write to my dad, and that was kind of one thing that kind of helped me mentally figure out that there was a way out of there, and a second chance, redemption, if you would. So it gave me hope in my future for sure.
Colin moved in with his dad and twin sister Hannah. In 2018, John says he was granted temporary full custody.
Your mom didn't show up to the custody hearing. Did it bother you that she didn't show up?
It didn't really bother me. I mean, they just gave it to my dad, and she wasn't there to put her word in, so that's what happened.
How has life been for you and Hannah together?
Hannah, I would do anything for my sister, and I love her to death. Hannah, she was a big part of, my emotional support. She helped me out a lot, and still does to this day. She does so much for me.
How is your relationship today with your dad?
It's good. I would say it's like every other son and dad. I mean, we butt heads a lot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop it there because I just want to see what his opinion was on
Mhm.
the institution and why he was there, and he kind of already did that. So, you know, and then the fact that his mom didn't even try to come, well, he said to court, really, and tried to even claim him or anything like that. And he sounds like he really hasn't talked to her either, because he said one day, you know, hopefully
Yeah,
that they'll
yeah.
talk again, but not anytime soon. So as
Yeah.
controlling as she was and all of this stuff, it's kind of surprising that she doesn't try to talk to him at all. And it
Yeah,
seems
so-
like the one sister was with the dad too, and that was his twin sister, he said. So
Yep. And I don't know why you would make it. I mean, obviously, it struck a nerve with her for her to even come out and talk against his book.
yeah. Yeah. But I think that's like that ego part of her basically only,
Right.
because she just doesn't like people talking bad about her and things
Yeah.
like that. So I'm going to
Yeah.
see too if I can find that little other clip of him that's more recent where he's talking about. So I'm wondering, do you know, while I'm looking for it, do you know if this more recent thing is supposed to be something in addition to the book from a year ago, or is this something separate that's supposed to have happened more recently?
His mom speaking out.
No, he spoke out this last week. That's what we're supposed to be looking at.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen.
Yeah,
him
he
speaking
said
out.
something, and that's the one I had pulled up
Oh, okay.
earlier. I just
Okay.
don't remember what the title of it was.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I have not seen. I have not seen him speak out. I just seen her. I just got the video of her speaking about it, and then I got the video of the roommate, but I didn't watch that one.
Yeah.
That was with him in the.
Yeah, the only problem with this YouTube, since I had to switch computers, it's under Andrew's YouTube, and I have to sign out of mine. Yeah, so none of my stuff is saved here. Hi. Oh, hi, Raina. How are you? Yeah, it's Raina. Pretty
Oh,
sure.
it's Raina. Hi, Raina.
Yeah.
My
How are
goodness,
you
I haven't seen
doing?
you
I know.
forever.
I was in Austin's. I've been going into his like he does the daily like recently, like tarot readings, and he does all of them, like all the signs and stuff. So I've been going in there a little bit, and I was wondering if I would see you there. I was like, I bet she'll pop in somewhere. Kate is a wench. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, so Claudia's probably saying then that she came out like you're saying first and said something possibly then about the book. That's a while to wait though. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
that's
book
what
was
I'm
released
saying.
a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
Why?
me see
Why
then if I
not
can find
bother?
it. Yeah, let's see if I can find it under that then. Because
Yeah.
he comes out, he comments on it too. So
Yeah. And it's probably, I mean, he's probably made, I hope he's made a good living off of it, you know, because he's trying
Yeah.
to tell his story. So I hope that he was successful in that.
yeah. I haven't read the book. It'd be something interesting. We could probably find something at some point, a little bit of a clip about it, you know, and see what possibly is all in the book more. Let's see. Here's a Kate Gosselin and Collins feud. So let's see what that one is. That should explain it quickly.
Yeah.
So let me pull that one back up and then look at the comments real quick. But some clips of the show in a long time. Yeah, I haven't either. It's kind of like how when the Duggar stuff happened recently, and then everything started coming out again, like a lot. Like now that you're starting to see it kind of flood things, where they're putting a bunch of clips and taking all the awkward moments out of it. Like the
Yeah.
stuff that Kate did in the show, things like that.
There was probably a lot of those. I have a feeling like they had to clip and piece together a lot because she probably threw quite a few fits. I
Oh,
can
yeah.
see her throwing fits, and they probably had to retape quite a bit.
Yeah. I must want to try to sign in my account on here so that way I don't have to watch ads. Well, I'm watching like ads, and I'm like, I should have it already on here. This is so annoying that I even had my computer set up early. Like I had everything set
I'm
up on there,
telling you.
and I forgot this computer isn't the best one. Let's see.
It's just trying to mess with our live today. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, I mainly just get on here to like kill time too and talk, like chat. You know, I really don't have much of a subject other than just like we were talking about, like, you know, again, people kind of like seeking answers to things with like an energy shift going on. And again, that's kind of why I feel like some of the stuff like we were talking about with the Goslings and the Duggars and the stuff, even with Summer Wells, there's more stuff coming out about Summer Wells that I saw recently in some of the cases. Again, I haven't really looked too much into the details of it, but a lot of things are starting to be brought out more about that. And I do think it's just, you know, people wanting to kind of, like you're saying, kind of expose things finally and get it out of the way so they can move forward and like not have any karmic ties to anything around them.
Right.
So,
because that's definitely, that family's definitely a karmic cycle that needs to be broken of abuse.
Yeah,
Summer's
especially
family.
when there's like all these kids, you know, attached to it. So,
Yep.
yeah, I'm trying to add this one. What? Yeah, I'm like, I don't know why this thing's slow too. So I'm like, I don't know. I might not even use any videos if I have to keep messing with it. Yeah, I don't think I want to mess with that too much now. So have you watched anything too much on the Schumann resonance and how they are watching the charts and has anything to do?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, so again, if I had my videos, it'd be better. But yeah, and Tara and I were talking too about, and you know how you were saying people are kind of just starting to notice things more, just like energy shifts and the kind of like sending energy, things like that too, and picking up stuff. So that's what I was going to pull up on it. But I don't know, if I can't pull up anything, then I don't know how much I'm going to be able to go into too much of it, because a lot of that stuff was
computers. Yeah,
because I had to switch computers, unless there's anything you can think of that you can pull up that connects to it. But yeah, it's not pulling up the ones that I had. So, but yeah, and I was talking about, and when we were doing the tarot readings, how the future, when you know the future positions come out a little bit more messier. So I've noticed that when we're doing readings, that we kind of just don't really go into the future timelines too much right now, because they're not too steady, it seems like.
No, and they're kind of like all over the place. So it's kind of like they don't make sense. You're kind of getting things from different directions all in like the future reading. You're like, well, they can't be. That's kind of like crazy. These two don't go together, but they're here together. So you know, there's something in between those two that don't go together quite, that we're missing. You know, it's like that space in between. There's information that we're not getting. It's like a break or something in the information. So it's like the ending, like you're getting the end of some information, and then it's like you don't get anything till the start of the next, but you don't get to see what's in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's just like when I've noticed, when we're like, and yeah, I think it probably is Mercury retrograde. Like it probably is. It usually is when we have problems like this with the computers, because Andrew's usually works pretty good. So that's why I'm surprised his is slowing down. That's why I'm like, why is this one slowing down now? Because this one usually doesn't. But so now from to the 23rd. So yeah, because again, this one works great usually. But it took me off a track from what you just said. I apologize. What were you saying?
No, you're good. No, I was talking about how we're missing that in between. It's like the future readings, like it ends and then it begins, but it doesn't give us the in between.
Yeah,
Tarot tells stories. You know, it always likes to tell you the story of what's going to happen, but it's not wanting to tell you. It's not wanting to
that's what I was saying. I noticed a lot of readers kind of aren't really doing that so much more anymore. They're kind of using like 1 or 2 card pulls, or they're kind of going off of that and just using their intuition more. You know, like even pendulums. I've noticed people aren't really using pendulums as much. I don't. You know, I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like they don't give as much accurate as they used to right now. But that's just my experience with them right now.
Yeah.
But let me see. Wow. My video is not working. I don't really know what else we can look at too much. So
what else was you going to look at? I don't know if I could find it.
Well, I was looking at I was trying to find the video where some of these people are tying just like, again, like the energy shift that kind of people are relating CERN, how CERN has shut down on June 29th. And the last time CERN shut down was right before COVID. And then COVID happened and it stayed shut down for a very long time. And so I think people are kind of wondering like what's going on kind of energetically. Because I mean, CERN's all about like, you know, again, smashing the particles together, creating God particles, changing outcomes, seeing how the future will shift and change, so I think that people are kind of wondering, because I think that's why I was saying, like, a lot of people are starting to come back to spiritual pages, but not so much for readings. It seems like, I don't think people are seeking readings anymore. Like when COVID first happened, people were seeking readings. It seemed like a lot. People were seeking those kind of answers. And I don't feel like you get that as much now. I think people are trying to understand things more now. And I don't know if it's a disclosure or things coming out or what it is. And so it kind of makes them feel like it's okay to finally question some of those things out loud. I don't really know what it is. But I guess that's really kind of like what I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
More or less. And there's really nothing you can pull up for that. That's really just a conversation. That's what I guess it is. So
it's kind of like the quiet is being spoke out loud. Because like when COVID was here, we didn't know anything. We wasn't allowed to do anything. We had to wear a mask. We had to stay home.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. That's when we started getting home deliveries and all of the, even churches, you couldn't go to church, you couldn't gather in church. So there was that whole thing where you just wasn't allowed to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't go to the hospital for certain things.
No. And now it's like, I can do anything now. I can talk now. I can share things. I can go where I want to go.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like bottled up energy too, like where people are finally able to just release it when we haven't been, even though it's been over for, a little bit, I still feel like it just kind of hung around.
Yeah. I feel like this is the first time it feels like a little bit more like you can like breathe and get back to a normal, like bit of a pattern. And it's okay. Like saying, like you're saying, what you think and what you feel. And like, you don't have to like bite your tongue as much, I guess, a little bit, but like there's still like a different, like a calmness, I guess, to it, where it just feels calmer, cleaner, lighter, but only like, but you have to kind of stay in that mind frame for it to stay there. Like it's very easy to get sucked back. And that's what they keep saying, like how you can teeter and totter kind of back between like the 3D and the 5D energy that is trying to shift into like the new world energy kind of that it's trying to shift to like new earth, basically. And so, and that's why I think a lot of the stuff, again, what we were talking about, the karmic cycles with the families being broken with the Duggars and the Goslings, and like, and when I say Wells and like Summer Wells and Sebastian Rogers, those cases, and why those are being broken, because those are more connected to deep systems. You know what I mean? And so it's all right now, this whole shift is about breaking karmic ties and systems to free your souls. That's what this is about, in a way.
And if you notice, it's about systems like as in lawyers, judges, law enforcement. It's that medical systems. It's that kind of that group of. I know the word I want to use, but I can't think of it right now. But it's that kind of group of people that it's just been people don't think of as being involved in that kind of stuff, because they're to help you. They're the healers,
They
the
should
saviors, they should be. And so you just kind of, it's always been like, you don't have to look over here. We're all good over here. But the sad thing is a lot of it's been happening over there.
It's the distraction.
We've been over here looking in other places.
Yeah. And it's been happening right there with the people you trust the whole time, or you thought you were supposed to trust because you were told from the time you were born to trust them because they're authority. And that's what I'm saying. I think people are turning their backs on institutions as far as hospital. I know for me, I don't go to the hospital as much for things. I don't go to the dentist as much for things. I don't trust it as much. I see the just money gain behind it, and that's pretty much all at this point. There's nothing else. There's no, like you said, these people took oaths to like help, and you start to see like that's not really what all of them are about. And I'm not saying all of them, we're not talking about all of them, but I'm saying like those systems where they are corrupt within those systems, even down to doctors, lawyers, police, all that stuff is going to break, and make room for ones that can bring in a better, positive, more future for everybody, because this isn't one, and what was happening wasn't one. And
absolutely not all law enforcement is that way. Not all doctors are that way. But look at the Long Island, is he the killer or strangler? What do they call him?
Yeah. I don't remember. Yeah.
There's law enforcement in that. He's the one that strangled all of those women, and they're just
like, or whatever, And
they had law enforcement was like somehow involved in that.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And then you see also like the CPS, you start to find out how they hide things and how they also set up some of these things, you know, so it's just all these systems have to be broken down and rebuilt in a different way because
Right.
they were built on false truths to begin
Right.
with. And that's the thing, like exposing all those false truths is
Right.
what's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see people using rods a lot more now, which I did find interesting. I mean, I've always seen them before, but I did notice people using rods more now. And the reason like I kind of pulled away from pendulums is because I did notice like you could almost control the result with thought if you really tried hard enough. It seemed like, you know what I mean?
It
So
seemed
it's like, it seems like, you know, so
Yeah.
that's something else I pulled away from. And I noticed I'm not the only person who started to feel that way. Even
Yeah.
with tarot, like I like to read tarot, but I feel like before I felt like it was always appropriate time for tarot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When is it not appropriate to do tarot? But now it's
Yeah.
like there's not always an appropriate time for it anymore. Or
Yeah.
sometimes there's certain ones that just can't be read. Or like you said, when I get into a future position, sometimes it's there, and then other times it's messy and it's not as like foreseen as it used to be, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
before you could find a couple different routes, and now it's just like it's more of a message than it is
Yeah.
a view. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So let me see. I'm gonna catch up in chat real quick. Yeah, I thought about the rods, kind of trying to look into those, see what those are all about, but I
Yeah.
have so many different kind of tools already. I don't think that's something that I really am interested in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
I've always just kind of stuck to the cards, and then I've been kind of getting back into oracles and stuff again too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sorry, let me turn that off. But yeah, so let's see. Yeah, the shift is long overdue.
Mhm.
And that's what they're saying too, you know, about the time frame right now, about these solar flares and these things that are happening. And that's what I'm saying with these Schumann resonance. If you watch them, they show where they believe like it's kind of like the timeline trying to shift and move into that. And you can kind of see where it's integrating into one. And that's when people are kind of also relating these signs of where they're kind of feeling like, well, I feel like something's happening, or I feel like something's coming and I really don't know why, and I can't tell why. But it kind of, that's what I was telling you earlier, it kind of reminded me of like COVID again, the same energy, except we're not locked down. Like currently,
Right.
at least we're not
Yeah.
locked down currently. You know,
Right.
hopefully
Right.
it stays that way.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You know, that's what said, you know, CERN goes offline to 2030. It did the same thing at COVID right around the same time and did the same time frame to my
I
knowledge.
kind of
So,
think though, if they tried to do that, people would buck against it. I don't think they would be able to get the same result that they got last time.
no, and honestly, I think what happened with COVID is I think that their plan with that kind of locking down thing was to weaken everybody and to get them to conform. And I think that might have worked for some people, you know, and that's why TikTok was released and all that kind of stuff. And it just, you know, like, let's just dance online all day. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's all you got to think about, like which
Yeah.
dance move, you know,
Yeah.
that you have to do today. But like, yeah, I think it was just all a distraction. And I think they were hoping people were just going to become like easy to manipulate and stuff like that. But I think what they didn't expect was a big group of people. It was going to do the complete opposite.
Right.
It was going to push them to awaken because they had all the time in the world. And really, that's kind of the last people you want to confine is the people who really, really can awaken. Like, you know what I mean? Because those are the people you put them in a quiet spot. Like, they're going to really figure out how to use it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. They're
I
going to
think
learn
they
how
did
to do self-care, meditate, you know,
Meditate.
yeah, absolutely.
astral travel, like all those things that you need
Yeah.
to do to teach you how to get through something like right now. This, whatever is building, whatever's going to happen, whatever, you know, this golden age you're supposed to shift into, or this new world, new earth, 5D, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
you know, but I feel like it was a good prep for the people who were wanting to change, but
Yeah.
didn't know how to, or didn't understand why they were stuck in the kind of cycles they even were to begin with. I know it was for me,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so I love alone time, and you can
Oh, I
hermit
do too.
away forever and I'm fine. Like you usually come find me and
Yeah.
drag me out.
I can be by myself. I love myself. I can be by myself. I'm great company.
I was gonna say we have great conversation.
I mean, I am, and you got to love yourself and be alone with yourself really before you can
Yeah.
be that with anybody else. You know.
Yeah.
So I
And-
don't have a problem being by myself. I don't.
Yeah. And I think that's what this is too. You know, a lot of people say with these like these jumps and spikes in the Schumann resonance, that kind of forces people to isolate. because a lot of people don't feel well physically and things like that. And I think it's the same thing. It's forcing you to deal with whatever you haven't dealt with yet. And then and again, that's releasing that karma so that you can, go into the new earth and like experience the way you want to, but also because like you're never going to be comfortable being with yourself unless you confront all the things that make you uncomfortable. So like, for example, like you're okay with being with yourself because you've confronted most of those things that would keep you from doing it. So I don't think people realize when they're doing that a lot, and again, that's what I think COVID forced some people to do. And then whatever energetically is going on, where you hear a lot of people, again, not so much seeking out readings, but more seeking out understanding, it seems like, of why they feel a certain way or thinking a certain way. And
I still love my tarot. I will still pick up tarot anytime anybody asks me. I'm right there for it. I still love it as much as I did. But I think, I don't know, I think for me, it's given me, I don't know. I think for my mediumship, it's just opened it more. I think it's really opened it up for me, I think.
Yeah. As I said, I don't really use them as much. Like when I did yours the other day, I think I only used like 4 cards or something. And it was the 3 and then the base, and then I used oracles just to get the oracle words, but for the most part, anything that I was really saying was more just pulled from those 3, and then so I don't know, I guess that's what I'm saying though, but before I would have done like 9 cards and clarified those cards, and because it was fun and I just loved it, and it was like, and it's not that it's any different, I still love it and it's fun, but it's like I just don't feel like I need it as much. And I think that's it too, like you change the way you read, you change what you do,
and me and you hear things. So when we see the cards, we don't just see the cards and know like that's what that, because for me, it's not just what the card meaning is. I see more than just the Ace of Cups, which is new starts, is a love maybe coming in. If I'm doing it for you, I not only do I know what the meaning of that is, but I am getting other things intuitively as a medium. I'm hearing other things and putting those things in there that may not even go exactly with the Ace of Cups, but I hear it when I pull it. Because it goes with the other cards. So I think that's for me and you, that's what it is. It's like, it's not just the meaning of the card. It's what we intuitively pick up. And know what we're hearing and what we want to tell whoever the reading is for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's what it is with the cards now too. And I feel like the less I use, the more I can kind of let it flow through on its own now, like a little bit. Like, and again, like it's not like using more is like hindering in any way, right? But I feel like it kind of opens it up to hear it more instead of trying to stay along the lines of those cards all the time, right? You know what I mean? So it's nice for me now to just, it just expands it more, and I feel like if you go into the flow and you let it flow and you kind of follow it, you get more messages and things like that. I think so. And you know what else I think I've noticed is people, like for me, I've always thought there was something else out there, whether it be aliens or whatever, because aliens are like, for me, aliens are just like something unknown to us. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the little gray man or the little green guy or whatever, you know what I mean? But I've always thought there was something, I've always thought we just can't be the only ones here, No. I mean, it's not really logical. You know what I mean? It's not logical to think that we are just so advanced. We're the only thing in the whole universe. Like it doesn't really make sense, especially when there's other like galaxies or whatever around, whatever you so much like solar systems kind of things. So, I mean, it wouldn't be reasonable. And that's kind of why when I went to go see Disclosure Day, I was really disappointed kind of because like, and they really, when you see it, like, I don't know if you've heard like the white hats and the black, I think it's black cats or something, but it's supposed to be like right now who's like battling it out for CERN and the timelines and all that kind of stuff and trying to get, everything the way they want it. But, sorry, I just lost my train of thought because I was like going to talk about the white hats. Oh yeah. So Disclosure Day. So in it, they look like Men in Black because you were just talking about Men in Black. So that's why I was like, but that's what I told them when we were at the movies. I was like, see, like they're showing you like, the black hats, the ones who are causing the problems, are like the Men in Black. And like you were saying, they're probably not all humanly, you know what I mean? Or all human. They're probably like mixtures of things and things like that. So, I think that's also part of this disclosure. Like they're letting you know there's a mixture because they're saying that they're going to start letting us know, like they do walk among us, and they're
Right.
going to start letting them walk among us and interact with
Yeah.
us in certain ways and things like that, since they kind of already have been. You just really
And-
haven't noticed. And that's
Yeah.
what Men in Black showed us.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
So-
think that it's getting more now because, more people are saying, well, I think I seen a Bigfoot, or I think I seen a lizard
I
man.
see a lot of videos now
Yeah.
about Bigfoot. I guess because
Yeah.
we watched something on it, and you were like, they said what you said about how like it slips, like time, like how it'll jump from one through another. So like
Yeah.
basically like they're passing through, but like they just like pop out for a second,
Like a
like,
portal. Like a
portal. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
come through like a portal. Like he's getting something, like they need something, so they come through, kind of get what they need,
Yeah.
and then they take off. But like he has
Yeah.
no intention on doing anything. So
Yeah.
but like, yeah, like that's the idea of all these timelines anyways. Like technically, like we all exist, you just don't see it, like there's this
Right.
veil, and that's the thing.
It's-
The veil is kind of dropping, and that's what we were talking about too. Like when you talk to somebody now, I feel like my discernment of whether they're talking to me for a good reason or a negative reason is a lot quicker. It's
Yeah.
almost like I don't even have to guess it. Like I can feel it, and like you kind of hear it right away,
Mhm.
but you
Yeah.
don't have to think about it too hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Because people are like, well, how can you say that we're the only ones here and believe in God? Well, God created everything. So how do
Yeah.
you don't know he didn't create other life forms that we don't even know about? If
Yeah.
he created everything, he created those too. It's just not time for us to see those. Now I think is the time that we're seeing things that
Yeah.
we weren't seeing before. And like the Men in Black I was talking about, and Ronnie's not in here, but she appreciated it. I was like, how did they just appear? Just like, do they have like a Men in Black cave? Or they just like, just like, somebody sees something and like, poof, the Men in Black are there. And I'm just like, they're not human. They can't be.
No. Well, that's like I've been watching like the Truman Show and Matrix and all that stuff just to like like that movie called They Live, things like that. I mean, it gives you a good perspective of like how much it really is combined to the fact like think about it, like someone who's trying to break free of bad habits or just better their life in general
Yeah.
and something, and everything's going great, and then all of a sudden there's that one thing that kind of jumps back in the way all the time. It's like stuck on repeat, like in Truman,
Yeah.
like in the Truman Show. So
Yeah.
like I want to say they really do have control, but it's energy has control if you
Yeah.
let it too. Like,
Yeah.
like if you're willing to buck it, like he did in the movie, like then you can
Yeah.
break through it. But that's the thing. That's what's happening right now. And that's what's trying to be stopped, and that's the idea of like the disclosures, so that once everybody kind of accepts that there's other ones, like you said, we're ready. Like everybody's ready to finally have that interaction and talk with other beings and whatever. And you kind of have to have that for this next spiritual phase that's supposed to be happening here.
Yeah.
And
I kind of feel like the Men in Black have always been in control. They've always led things. Oh no, the Men in Black's here. They've always been that scary.
do you think the Men in Black and the CIA are kind of one and the same?
I kind of feel like they're entwined because
I feel like they're intertwined.
I feel like, and I felt this way this week. I'm like, what if all of these things like the Lizard Man and all of these weird things that
The
people
Mantis
see,
Man.
all of these things, how do we not know that they're not like for, okay, I'm going to do what you told me in my reading. I'm just going to say it, right?
Yeah.
How come how do we not know that these are not just Men in Black pets or Men in Black experiments that went bad and now they're running amok on the earth and the Men in Black are trying to gather them back up?
Yeah. And I think that's what
That's
that's what
bad, ain't it? I'm sorry. I mean,
no, it's not bad. That's what
It's
I'm
like-
saying. That's the part that I think people are scared to admit, like that the world really is like set up like the Men in Black or like the Truman Show or like the Matrix. Those things are very much active.
yeah,
But people are scared to be like, I think that's true. Like, you know what I mean? I totally believe that's how that happens.
right.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, like when I watch a Truman Show, I mean, if you watch even the little things, like when the thing falls out of the sky and it lands in front of him, it's Sirius. It's the constellation Sirius. And then it has, I forget what the writing underneath it is, it's coded, but that it falls between the pillars, just like in the Masons have the pillars, the light and the dark. So like even in the movie, it's like even that ring he has, that's what that is. It's like a Mason's kind of universe ring is what it's supposed to be and represent. So, but yeah, like, I don't know, like I've been watching a lot of stuff like that. So that's what I was thinking when I hear the CIA. Sometimes I kind of feel like the CIA and the Men in Black are one and the same for some reason.
Yeah.
or very close.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I didn't know that, Wolfie. I didn't know that they could tell how much money you have in the bank by running your plates. That is very invasive. And I don't think saying, why is it so invasive? Why is it that I can think something or say something? My phone's not even like on, like just like this. And then I'll open my phone and all these ads and internet stuff pop up for what I was just thinking.
Yeah, you
I
wasn't
didn't
even.
even say it out loud. I
Yeah.
was just thinking it. And there's no way that my phone could algorithm in exactly, and even down to the product.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't believe that your brain can be controlled or thought waves can be controlled like that.
Yeah.
Then now they're starting to show like the direct energy weapons and things like that, how far they can shoot them and how powerful they are. So if they can do direct energy weapons, what makes you think there's not some electrical grid, which there is, that's why it's called the grid, but like what makes you think this electrical grid literally isn't lying over you, controlling some of your thoughts and your feelings and how, or at least trying to influence those thoughts and feelings and stuff. So yeah, that's what About the Awakening is: breaking the grid, breaking the matrix, and being able to free yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why everybody's like trying to shake everybody awake, so everybody can be like, the people who don't want to stay here for sure and know it, they're like, let me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wake up so I can get out if I want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let me see what else. I think we're a bit behind, so I apologize, y'all.
No, you're good.
Oh, thank you, Wolfie. Yeah, I just don't think I forget about the other stuff. Like
I honestly do too. I'm not even interested in it. Yeah.
Like I mean, the pendulums I like because I like the way they look, but I don't. It's more for a quick yes or no question. Like if I'm on a reading for like a phone reading, and it has to be more or less with somebody I don't know. Again, I notice if I use the pendulum for myself or people I know, I don't like the response of it too much. I don't know. Yes, that's when we met. Yeah, that's when all of us met. Really, it was through COVID. Even
Well, I met
Scout,
you.
everybody.
I met you before COVID.
Well, yeah, like right before. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the what?
Yeah.
2018. Yeah.
So that's 2018. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I did it like December-ish or something of 2018.
Yeah.
So let's see. They use confinement to see how many people can be controlled. It's like when people go to prison, all they have to do is think about how they can escape. Yeah. I don't know how far I am behind, but I don't know. Can you see the comments too, Tammy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just can't. Well, I can respond too, because before I used to couldn't respond. I would have to go on my phone and respond. But StreamYard's changed it where now I can, even though it's your StreamYard we're using, I can still respond on it.
Okay.
Remember
So,
how
yeah.
you used to couldn't do that? You would have to go on your phone or
To do
something
it. Yeah.
else to
Yeah.
do
There
it.
was no
But,
chat box at all.
yeah, now you can.
Yeah, and that's what, we're being told more about aliens now than ever. And that's what I liked about Disclosure Day. It did very much like solidify that it's true. You know what I mean? So the only thing I didn't like about Disclosure Day was I feel like they still made a joke out of see, it's not so much a joke out of how it's done. Again, those energy things really exist. Those items they use more than likely really exist the way they're using them.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could have tied it into actual scenarios that people have really experienced or saw, but I feel like they didn't do that in the movie. So you'd have to see Disclosure Day to really be able to pinpoint those things. But I just feel like they still kind of mocked it and made a joke out of the people who believe it. Still a little bit, So it was kind of like if you didn't take it seriously, you probably still don't. Like that's how I felt about it.
It kind of sounds like they wanted to cater to both sides of the fence.
Yeah. It was that's what it was. It was like, I'm gonna say it's true, and we're gonna show all these things that because the graphics were horrible. That's what I'm saying. There was graphics to show you how these things could be used and how people shift and all these things in a more realistic way than what they did it. So they did it in ways where it made it look like a joke. And that's what I'm saying. It was like, come on, man. This was your opportunity to really just sell it. You know what I mean? And it was Steven Spielberg, right? That's who did it, or whatever his name is. Was it Steven Spielberg or what's his name?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's his name. Of all people, he had the money, he had the means, he had the talent. So I can't understand. Yeah. I couldn't understand why he decided to execute it that way.
I think he's gone a little.
Oh yeah, he's a big old.
I think he's.
What they call him, PDs or something.
Yeah, I think he's
on the list. quite
Yeah.
extensively, and that Shia LaBeouf said he was. In
Yeah.
an interview, Shia LaBeouf talks about him, doing stuff. So, and Megan Fox is like covering her mouth, like giggling about it. Yeah, and that's what people are looking at the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch has a lot of that stuff in it. Maybe that's something we can look at eventually too. There's like lots, and because Book of Enoch really isn't that long when you're looking at it, like watching it. They have a lot of things on YouTube about it. As I said, I'm going to sign my YouTube into this computer before we go live next. Yeah, because now I remember my computer is slower than Andrew's.
Yeah.
I'll sign my YouTube into Andrew's computer next time, and we'll look at kind of like the Book of Enoch because Tara was really talking about that a lot too. And I think that helps. And that's where I think a lot of people are torn between the flat earth and the round earth theory. Because in the book, because I think it's called, is it firmament or I think it's called firmament. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that's what they're saying basically is around it, and so that's all. And the only thing I can compare it to is like in the books, it's always calling planes. So I'm like, maybe they're comparing it to an actual plane.
Okay, got you. Yeah,
that's what I thought at first, but I don't know. You look at the Book of Enoch, and it's totally different. It's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I've never been a flat earther, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll humor it for a bit.
Yeah.
I know Tara hates the flat earth and the moon stuff. she's like, I need more proof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm going down, and they have to be rogue in my black belt left narrow confines.
I guess because you think if the world's flat, you'll fall off of it.
I don't know what the controversy about it is, to be truthful. Like, really, what would it matter in the long run? Like, truthfully, like if the earth was flat and not round, I mean, other than we were lied to about something else.
Right.
Like, other than y'all lied to me about something else. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't really know what it would matter. I don't know if Truman ran into it on his boat, though.
Yeah.
Truman ran into it on his boat.
Yeah.
So I think they even want more stuff. Oh, okay. So you're saying that you think the Men in Black are a different spinoff than CIA? I guess is what Wolfie's saying. Let's see. Our microphones do listen to environment. Yeah, they're in everything. They're like in your TVs. They're in your phone. I mean, of course, they're in your phones, but like your TV too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have my phone off. I even have it turned off to where it's not supposed to do that, and that's why I was like, "Why is it still doing that?"
Someone's like,
Tara
they
could just
listen
find
to you. I'm like, well, they are probably bored as F because we don't do nothing in our house. We don't have this great big discoveries going on in our
I know.
house.
All they're going to hear me doing is talking to myself. All they're going to hear me doing is talking to myself out loud.
Yeah.
And singing or saying random lines from movies.
Nice to see you, Aaron. Hi. Welcome in.
Hello. I'm coming down the line. I'm sorry. I'm very down the line.
Hey, Chief.
Oh, hi, Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Chief thinks the world
How are
is
you?
flat, too.
There's Chief. Yeah, he watched some of it. So you watched a lot of videos on it? Is that what you said? You said you watched a lot of videos on Book of Enoch? Yeah. And you so what do you think? It's flat earth or round earth from it? See, he thinks it's flat now. Andrew gets pissed when he says it. Andrew's like, it's round.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew, me and Andrew. Tell Andrew, I think it's round too.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was funny.
Oh.
But yeah, Book of Enoch is good. And then there was something else that Tara was saying that's similar. I don't know if that's the same thing or not, but she could put it in chat. She was calling it something else, but she said it's similar to Enoch or it is like that, but it's like a non-religion type thing.
Tara, I think it's round too. Tara, she's like, it's round. She's yelling from chat.
Yeah, that's what I say. And then ask her about the moon. Tara, she hates that I say that the moon is, but it is. The moon's not real. The moon's not real, y'all. Just saying, it ain't real. And my near-death experiences, the moon is not real. So it is a trick that is used when you're panicked because you're like, oh, look at that. Just like the bugs in the Bug Zapper movie. That's another thing. Why do you think in cartoons they have all these little like mind-numbed bugs who are like, oh, the light. And they go to the light and then they're like zapped and they don't remember nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like they're telling you right there in the movie. They're going to pull your ass to the light and zap you and send you right back and make you do it all over again. It's round 2. Yeah, she's no.
Hey,
she's talking about the
Seafells,
Earth,
you're
though.
on a break. Oh, you're on a break.
So Sunflower thinks it's round 2. What do you think? Do you think the Earth is round or flat, Carney?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Who else? I don't know. Wolfie, did you say?
Did you, Wolf? Did
It's
you
only
say
seen as round. Well, you see, the only issue I have with that I've discovered for myself recently is that when they show pictures of it round, it is still only one side, is it not? I'd have to look more.
I have to pay
feel like it's
attention to
only
that.
one side.
Yeah,
that you see. I could be wrong though.
I have to pay attention to that.
Send her. I'll say, Wolfie, send Tammy a picture. She can pull it on screen.
Seafowls, the Earth isn't even real. Seafowls.
He said, "This is just a hologram, you guys. You're all wrong. You're all wrong."
We're all just living in like a game.
Pretty much. And that's the thing. That's what makes me think about. That's what I'm saying, Tammy. The more that we start to find out stuff, I'm like The Sims.
Yeah.
They told us all about The Sims. That was real. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, we're The Sims basically. Like we have some, hopefully you get a creator who's not an asshole, right? Like who wants to do nice things for you.
Right.
But if you get a asshole creator for Sims, and I feel like you just might not have the best like the best outlook for you in the future.
Right. Yeah.
Whoa, boy. Oh, he just got Woody from Toy Story 5.
Oh.
Infinity Infinity.
Oh.
Are you blasting off into space? He's I'm in the new world, y'all.
He's like, I'm having a good time. Y'all stay
He
there.
said Woody's in the new world. The Earth
Love
isn't
it.
real.
We'll see.
Yeah, love it. So, yeah. Oh, is that for the movie? You want to show them for the movie? Here.
I love Woody. He's cool, ain't he?
So there's a snake in my boot. Oh, what does Buzz say?
This is just a plushie.
Oh, but what does he say in the movie though?
To infinity and beyond.
Go show Daddy. Thank you
I
for
think
showing
that's what
everybody.
we're living in is infinity.
Exactly. And that's another thing they were talking about, how like when they were talking about like time not existing basically, and then like and how time is speeding up and all the things that are happening,
Yeah.
because the time has sped up to me, it feels like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Of course there's days it still drags, but I feel like at certain times it sped up. But they were saying how, that's gonna start looping too, and how just basically the same what you're talking about, but basically there is no time, we're all in one time frame, and how like when we come on lives or things like that, like it's proven in the sense of like we feel like we're on here for like I don't know, like an hour, but then it ends up being like 3 or 4, because that's when you're channeling. And that's the other point of it, like when Tara and I were talking about channeling and receiving, like senders and receivers.
Yeah.
So like that's a whole nother thing that's going to be coming up, and I think that's another reason why people are seeking like guidance and understanding on like whatever shift they feel is happening or energy they feel that's happening, is because I think people are starting to hear and feel and see things that they're not used to hear, feeling, and seeing, even if it's just like related to family, friends, situations, like starting to notice more, like they think of somebody and that person calls, or like they'll hear a word or a phrase and then they see it or hear it somewhere. Synchronicities, like you said earlier, numbers, constantly. Like I feel like there's days where I see it like at 11:11, 12:12, 1:11, 2:22. Like I do it with Natalie sometimes. There's sometimes, and Chris, like there's sometimes a day like every single one we've hit like on every day, and then sometimes that was so rare before. So I just think that those synchronicities are also something that's speeding up, and that's going to be
I
to be
think
more
it's
prominent.
kind of weird. I've always liked time warps. I like the videos where they show people that are in a time warps, like somebody's dressed in the 1920s as like they would be in the 1920s, but they're like caught in the 1980s in a picture.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like all the time warps are just kind of like.
And I'm so glad you brought this up, Tammy. I'm so glad you brought this up. So this is what it reminds me of. So this is okay. So like this is what I'd imagine the 3D horrible loop to be stuck in. So like escape room, like the movies, escape rooms and shit.
Yes.
So like that would be my worst nightmare, right? Like that is my worst nightmare. Thinking like you've awoken out of your nightmare and you're like, oh no, shit, I'm still here. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like let me out.
Yeah.
So like that was always my worst nightmare. So that's what I kind of imagine like the 3D loop being like now. Like when I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, my life has just been this pattern of looping and looping and looping. It's like the no escape room kind of like, when you really look at it, because you're like, why does this keep happening? Or why do these cycles keep happening? Right. Because like you haven't really noticed them, addressed them, and like stepped out of them.
Yeah.
So But like when you said that, though, that's what it made me think of, because I'm like, if breaking out of that the no escape kind of room is breaking into like the new kind of world and being able to recognize that. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad you brought that up, because I've been wanting to say that for a while.
Yeah, I just keep thinking the time warps, they're just kind of like running into each other. Like the time warp is supposed to be in another time totally, but it seems like they're running into each other. I don't know how to explain.
Well, I heard a theory on that recently. I heard the theory on why it's running into it like that is because people are supposed to veer off and like take care of their business, like their karma, like that's their chance, that's their loop. So like say like, we're trucking down the middle and we got it right, but then there's like this one thing that I didn't do right, or I didn't take care of, or I just ignored.
Right.
So I veer off to take care of it while everybody's going, right?
Yeah.
Then I address it. Hopefully I do it right, and then I'll loop right back to the rest of y'all. That's what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like it. So that's why I say you have to address the shit you never have.
Right.
Yeah. If it goes back to childhood, like you have to address it.
Yeah.
And I realized too, like I got Apache tears not that long ago. And like I was just like everything was going wrong. Like wrong. You know what I mean? And then like about a month or two into it, I was like, oh crap, I have Apache tears like right next to my bed, like all the time, because it was all this stuff that I'm like, why am I so upset about this? You know what I mean? Like shit from like little, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm surprised I remembered it. Like, and that's the thing, what I think is weird. Like there's so many things that have come up in the last few months that like for so long ago, stuff I didn't feel like I even really remembered, or I didn't think even bothered me. Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I've been spending a lot of my time too, crying away and then trying to figure things out and stuff, because I do a lot of that, as you and Tara know. I cry a lot. So, but other than that, I've been doing a lot of that, just like real, like things that I thought that I dealt with, or things that I thought I was okay with. I realized that I probably really wasn't that much, because I wouldn't still be. And then I think you too realize, like a lot of realizing, like a part of the shift is when you're aggravated by somebody else or something, it truly is your problem and it's not theirs at all. And I think that's a hard thing for most people to realize too. Like you're the problem. When there's a problem, it's usually you. If for the most part, like it. So I think that's kind of something too. When people keep having repetitive problems, they kind of just feel like the world's against them, and they don't really realize, like, what are you doing to cause? Because it is just a mirror.
Yeah.
So like whatever situation triggers you, there's something about you that you didn't fix yet or address yet or something like that. So that's another thing that's happening a lot, which I think is kind of waking people up.
And that's so true, because like people will say, well, forgiving is for you. It really is for you.
Yeah.
It really,
and it really does help you.
It does, because and more than, nobody else knows, but the problem we had with a certain somebody like 3 or 4 years ago, and they live right down the road from me. Well, that I don't even deal with that anymore in my head. Somebody asked me the other day about it, and I'm like, he doesn't rent space in my head for free. He doesn't. I don't think about him. I don't give him that time. I don't give him that energy. I don't waste my time and energy on that.
Yeah.
And, I think if you worry about stuff like that, it really does affect you in many, many ways. And you can't just move on. Like you said, you loop back and you keep looping back. But if you can just let it go totally, 100%.
Yeah.
You won't be looping back into 1972 and trying to.
And how much you can think that you did let it go and you did it. And the reason I say that is because like recently, like for example, like we know someone and they're kind of splitting up in a situation, like they're divorcing, this couple, they're divorcing, and they've been dragging on. They don't even have kids, actually. This couple doesn't even have kids. I'm not really sure why it's being dragged on other than like ego and money, and that's about it, you know. And so like, and just to like give a similar scenario, like when like my oldest son's father and I split up, it was dragged on, but we had a child. There was other reasons behind it, right? But even in that scenario, there was certain things that it got dragged on for quite a while. Looking back at it, like I felt like when I finally agreed upon these certain things, I felt like I lost something, right? Like he won and I lost, because I agreed to terms that he wanted, even though it really wasn't anything that I lost. I didn't lose anything. I lost absolutely nothing. Like things like, I couldn't leave the county I lived in. So what? Never was going to, you know what I mean? and then
Right.
tried to put it to where I couldn't have guests in my home. I didn't agree to that, but it was still the controlling of that. You know, like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, you had went off and it was already in a new relationship claiming you're married, but I can't even
Yeah.
have a guest. So it was little things like that. But I'm saying, like, as time go on, like, I'm listening to this girl telling me like how everything she wants from it. And I was like, you know, I want to be honest. I think the best thing you can do is let it go. I was like, he's not winning anything. Even if it's money, it's whatever. I was like, the more you drag it out, the more it's just going to eat you up. It's going to eat up your time, up your money, up your
Yeah.
energy, you know, whatever. I was like, you don't
Yep.
have children. So I don't see the purpose of doing
Right.
that. So I'm saying, I just say, like, in the beginning, I felt very like scorned by that. Like, feeling like I gave him something he didn't deserve, kind of, you know, in a way. And I felt like I lost because of that. But looking back at it, what, 15 years later, I didn't lose anything. I actually
Yeah,
won.
right.
I won a
right.
lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He lost. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you have to really just look at certain things, like even with the guardianship and stuff that's going on with Andrew right now. Legally, he's supposed to be helping him. He's fully incapacitated. He's an adult. He needs help. You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to do that. I was upset about that at first. Why do you get to walk away as his parent and just say, I don't want to do anything more because you just feel like it, right?
Right.
So, but when the best thing I did recently was, I don't care, actually. That's what SSI is for. Go, bye. Like, I don't care anymore.
Right.
And that was the best thing I did. And it feels like, and it feels so small to say, like, forgive and walk away. It's like, but it does make a huge difference. And it did, like, lift a whole weight off my shoulder, and it lightened the air, and it did everything to just finally say, okay, you don't want to help? Fine, bye. Like, don't do anything. You know what I mean? So that's on you, and whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
so
I
the
just think that's
lesson from
important.
this, and I think Cher must be talking about me. Megan would say would be, don't keep things bottled in. Like we say with the 8 of Cups, let it go with the 8 of Cups, you know, let that go.
8 of Cups is the
from it.
best.
Yeah, 8 of Cups is the best. Let it go, because if not, you're going to be in a time warp. You're going to come back.
And
in
it
a
will,
time warp.
and it will 6 of Cups you upside down, like, all the time. You will get
Ain't
thrown
that the
into
truth?
6 of Cups in reverse, and you'll just be miserable with it. It'll keep coming up, and you'll always have to worry about it.
Just throw that 10 of Swords in there, and, you know, and let it be the end of it. So you don't warp. Because I think that's what time warps are too. And I understand, like, if you're in a time, I feel like time warps are like for those people that, like, maybe are killed in a car wreck.
Yeah.
They have unfinished business. You know, they were killed in a car wreck. They didn't want to die at 20 something, or they were hit by a car, or, you know, kind of things like that you can't control.
Or like looking for justice. Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of see them still in a time warp. I can totally see them moving through, wondering, you know, because their life abruptly stopped.
Yeah.
So they're like, what happened? You know, my life, I had all of this ahead of me, and now I'm
something different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Okay. So let me go down chat.
And a 444 is a good one too. I've had a lot of those.
Yeah, I've had a lot.
When I did the 555, when I was going live on the Looking Glass, and I was doing the $5.55, I did that because I kept seeing it.
Yeah.
And that's why I did it. I was like, well, this is the numbers I keep seeing, so that's the number I'm gonna use.
Yeah, that's why I have like the 333 on mine. I used to see that a lot when I first started my page, like the 333s and the 444s.
Yeah.
I see a lot of 111s now and like 222s.
Yeah.
So I am very far behind. So I apologize, y'all, if y'all said something and I didn't catch it. Yes, this is a fun conversation. I'm so glad you're here to join us for it.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
That's right. This is a good one to meet Megan on. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've spent a lot of time recently doing that, you know, like just thinking about things and addressing those things that I thought that I didn't, or things that you didn't even realize they were there or a problem. You know what I mean? So,
and that's doing, you know, your shadow work. You know, it's all a part of shadow work, I think, is figuring.
And that's the part that people try to block out, like the dark. Right. You have to bring in the dark to see the light. Otherwise you can't, right? Because otherwise you're like, everything is like, there has to be the yin and yang, the balance, right? Like you can't stay in the light forever, in the sense like there's no balance in that, in the same as there's no balance in the dark. So yeah,
it's just like people don't like change. Well, there has to be change. There has to be for you to grow. You're not going to grow if you don't have change. If things aren't a little hard, you know, if everything is easy, you're not going to appreciate it, and you're not going to want it. But change brings that change in truth. People don't like truth either.
No.
Truth doesn't always bring joy and happiness. But you have to face all those, and you definitely want the change because you want to grow
Yeah.
and
that's why I've been
experience, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I've been hesitant. Like I've told you and Tara, like when I come on here as much now, like when I first started, I read a lot. That's pretty much all I did. You know, like I did it on my it was videos, and then on my lives, we did readings on those videos, and then whenever people wanted to ask, and then like that, right? And again, loved it. You know, I still love it actually, but it's like, again, I've just changed how I read. I've got, you know, I was a lot younger. I'm not that young anymore. You know, so I'm not the same person. I'm not the same person. That's the main issue. I don't read the same. I don't think the same. I don't feel
that's what I was going to say. You change.
And I'm so nervous to come on and show that, you know, because you're worried like who's not going to accept that or who's not going to be okay. Like, oh, well, she doesn't talk the same. She doesn't act the same. She doesn't read the same. So like, that's not something, you know, but people will come and go as they need to. And that's another thing. Like, and that's what, you know, we talked about like kind of in your reading, if that's something, you know, that you're okay with talking about, but like, you know, you have to like, even now, like I find myself like trying to push through certain things that I want to say. And that's usually when you'll see me hesitate or kind of stutter over my words. Cause like I want to say something and then it's like, okay, just say it. And then like, I'll kind of just babble it out.
Just say it. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. Just say it.
Yeah. Or if somebody kind of maybe gets offended, then hopefully not, but maybe they'll ask me why I think that or feel that. And we can talk about the differences of what I think and what they think instead of just like, well, you're wrong. And I don't want to, like, even when I did like the Charlie Kirk reading, it was like people came on, they were like, I'm leaving your page. I can't believe like you're this, like basically like this much of like a piece of shit, like talking about me, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't care, you know, like he's still a person. The guy was still a person. It was murder, still murder. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like whether you like him or not. You know, like it's no different, really. I mean, this man was up there giving a speech about trying to get along with people. That ain't no different than what Martin Luther King was doing.
No, or anybody
So why
else.
was it okay? Yes, and for people to come on there and tell me they were leaving my page and I was a disgusting person for feeling sorry for Charlie Kirk, and I was like, you can go ahead and leave. I was like, actually, you're the kind of person I'm trying to run off in the first place because I don't want people like you here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want someone here who's going to celebrate somebody being murdered. That is disgusting. I don't care what you think he's done. You know. So that's what I'm saying. And that's the kind of shit that I'm like, I'm biting my tongue so I don't offend those kind of people.
Yeah.
For what reason? You know what I mean? Like, this is my page. I can say whatever I want on it, you know? So I don't know. But that was kind of like what, you know, what we were saying though earlier, you know, just coming in and just hoping, you know, that people kind of stick with you through your changes a bit and grow together.
Well, that's like the Murdoch reading. I've done that a long time ago. I just got a recent comment on it. And it's like, well, it's a fantasy to think any different that he wouldn't have been the one that done it. So something about my reading was like predictable because everybody thinks that. And I was put in there, well, why did you watch it?
Yeah.
Why did you watch
why did it irritate you so badly?
Yeah.
Why did it irritate you so badly? Like, I watch a lot of shit that I'm offended about sometimes, and it never crosses my mind to go in there and bitch about it in the comments.
No,
never crosses my mind. Do I probably like click off of it and bitch about it to somebody sitting next to me? Like, look at this little motherfucker who thinks that they, you know what I mean? Like, probably more than likely about 99%. I probably do. But like, do I go in there and ream them under their own stuff and tell them no? It again doesn't even cross my mind most of the time. So like, and that's what I'm saying. It makes you wonder. Like, I had done something on Erica Kirk or whatever it was, and saying, you know, how odd her energy has been and shifted, and somebody again like claiming to be this big Christian came in there and just started like reaming me. And so like once I started coming back and being like, you're very aggressive for a Christian, you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, like, I mean, I would put a message in and within seconds somebody else would come in, and now all of a sudden this video that didn't have any views, or not any views but no comments, within months, all of a sudden there's like 3 or 4 different people telling me what a horrible person I am after this one person shows up. And I'm like, dude, this is you. Like, you are these 5 other people.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So again, this shows you again, what kind of nuts is this person that they are like signing out of their account and going right back to like their own comment and pretend they're somebody else and backing up the comment they just made that is their comment. And then they like that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's like what Tara's point was. Like, those aren't people you want around anyways.
Yeah. Right.
And that's the people you're catering to when you bite your tongue and you don't tell your truth.
Right. Yep.
So.
And I was like, well, why did you, if you already know that it was him, why did you even click on the reading anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think you've got it all figured out, why would you come and check my reading out if you already had it figured out?
Yeah. Yeah. And then too, like some of the shit they say with readings, it's like I can't stand when I'll do a reading and they're like, well, I can't see her shuffling. And that's something totally different, but that just like irks me. Like, especially because like I got back problems. So I don't sit the way that I used to sit anymore.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
just irks the hell out of me that people are like, oh, you can't see it. You can't see the shuffling. Stuff
Well, you
like that. I know
can
that's
hear
like
it.
minute.
You can hear it. You can hear
Yeah,
it. in
you
the
can
mic.
hear
That's
it.
good
You can
enough.
see it fly across the room and me pick it up or me like
Yeah.
pause.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Let me sit in some awkward ass position and pull my back just to prove to you that I'm actually
Yeah.
reading the card
Yeah, not-
or like
not
shuffling
happening.
the card.
Yeah, not happening. Not happening.
Yeah.
Hi, Karen. Welcome.
Hi. Welcome, Karen. I'm going down the list. Hey, Eve. I think I just saw you too. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm very behind in chat. I apologize, y'all. We're talking, chatting, and I'm losing track.
Did you notice how chat for StreamYard, it's lit up, and then once you click on it, it goes really pale? Like I was telling you, that
I
only
think I
means
need to
that
change. Do you have yours on dark mode or light mode?
I have no freaking clue.
Mine's black. I think that's why I can't see it. Mine has like a black
Oh.
screen. Yeah, I need to put it on light mode for that, I think.
Oh, but you should see your mods though, right?
Yeah, I can see the mods. I can see
So-
everybody.
So they should be bright blue, but then when you click on them, they should go pale, like a pale blue. Hi, Eve. Good to see you.
I'm too tired and lazy to dwell on the I just let it
Well,
go.
yeah. Yeah.
No, and I have to agree. Like I'm getting to a point where it's like I like that. Like I'm learning to not let things bother me so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the sense I'm just able to let it go sooner, not take it personal. I guess that's what it is. Not take it
Yeah.
personal in the sense that like I'm hard on myself. I try
Me
to find
too.
everything that's wrong with me
Yeah.
and like almost like what did I do wrong?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
that's something I've learned to stop doing. Like I
Yeah.
say the same thing with the reading. You know, I'll do something and then if someone doesn't like it, it's like, well, what did I do? I don't really care anymore. Like what offended them or why they didn't like it or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
Just
like
subbed
Tara's
up
big
to
point.
Megan. Any friend of Tammy's is a friend of mine. Oh, thank you, Karen. Me and Megan's been
thank
friends
you.
a long time. Yep. 2018.
Yeah.
2018, 19, somewhere along in there. Yep. We've been friends a while. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for subbing up. I appreciate
Yes, and thank you so much. I'm
And that's
getting
the
something
other
out.
thing too. You don't want to change because that person come in and said something.
Yeah.
You want to change because you want to change or you feel
Or you won't
wanna
stay
change.
changed.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't change because somebody come in and you offended them on a reading.
Yeah.
We
Or
would
change
be
your reading style for them. I noticed that
yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
people would bitch about me not cutting out the quiet parts and stuff, and they'd get mad. And I'm like, well, you can timestamp it yourself, actually. Like in once you timestamp it, you just click it, you know, and then
Yeah.
it automatically pulls
Yeah.
you to it. But and then there's other people who actually like the quiet parts, you know, like
Yeah.
Tara likes the quiet parts. She's like, I like listening to the quiet parts, so you can hear the reflection in it. And I think again, these are people who are
Yeah.
just they probably don't even read, they don't know nothing about it.
they
You know what
just
I
want something to gripe about.
And
That's
what
all.
trips me out too is the people who don't like it at all, like the when I say Bible thumping, because that's the only way I can really think to say it.
Right.
But like, you know, the ones who are super, super against it, like why, like you said, how did you get here in the first place?
Yeah.
How did you get to a
Yeah.
tarot reading, watch it this far,
Yeah.
and then still say so? And at that, if you're really paying attention, like in mine, like you'll hear me say like pray to like the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, like all that stuff. Like
Right.
I'm Catholic, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not saying like I know there's a whole controversy behind that too, but again,
Right.
you know, I'm just saying like it's not, you know, it just
Right.
depends. It's just crazy the shit they'll say on your videos.
It is. It is.
And again, I've never gone on somebody's videos and just like picked
I haven't
apart
either.
how they've done something, how they speak, how they write
Yeah.
or whatever.
I've never done that. No.
But yeah, I've also though, and that's what I was saying, you know, as far as the readers and stuff, I've noticed that and I was talking to my mom about it. I've noticed a lot of these readers too. Like she'll send me like some stuff like TikTok ones or, you know, it's like little clips and some of them are shorts on YouTube, but I've noticed it more on TikTok with the ones that she'll send me. They're like AI generated readings or something, you know, like there's no connection to them. And then you'll start watching like the cards being pulled out and the cards being pulled out. What the person is saying is not syncing up with what's going on
Yeah.
in front of the screen. And then what they're explaining now, given, like we were saying, cards can come out and they have a meaning, but you also get a story behind it. But like what they're saying that connects to this card, like that's not really what that card even basically means.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
was like, these aren't even real people. And so that's what I was saying. Like, I'm starting to notice like people who do tarot are starting to alter how they do it, or they're going into more of like mentors, like spiritual guidance teachers kind of things right now. So maybe tarot will like pick back up too again at some point later on, and we'll start to get like a lot of heavy flows of those again readings.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've just noticed that like.
Well, it sounds like they want an easy way out, and tarot's not an easy way out. If you really enjoy reading tarot and you like reading for people and delivering messages to them, you wouldn't go to AI to do a reading.
No,
you would do it from your intuition and yourself. You wouldn't.
Yeah, these are people who just have computer programs and they're just telling their computer program what
Right.
to say.
Yeah.
Like Wolfie said, do a mini reading on them and tell them the word. I actually did that. Remember when I used to do that when people used to pick? I used to do that. I'm not in a place in my life anymore, Wolfie, where I'm going to out everybody's back. Maybe like if you caught me in my early 30s, I'd have done it, but not now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, that was a tactic I used whenever that used to happen.
Yeah.
And they were not happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like, this bitch. And I would code them by their area codes. Like
Yeah.
on the video. Like one, I didn't know it, so I just put 304. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, now YouTube is getting stricter on AI. I've never used it for anything. So,
No.
but now I heard that they were getting stricter, which
That's
for
what I
me,
heard
it
about
doesn't
YouTube. They
matter.
do ask you, like, do you use anything? Now, I don't know, like, when, you know how, like, at the end of these, they'll clip it together and you can do, like, the little shorts and it has, like, the writing on it. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
considered AI generated. I put it for that. But, like, I mean, again, that's still really us, though.
Yeah.
It's just writing over us and it's clipped together by AI. But,
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, like, yeah, I don't know. I've seen some channels where, like, I started to watch them. And then the more you watch, like, you can tell, like, it's a computer. Like, it's a person.
Yeah.
It looks like a person, but it's not a person. And it's like,
Yeah.
I can't believe, like, whoever did this channel had put more effort into creating, like, a robot-like person sitting at a desk, like, reading off of a teleprompter, basically. Like, they probably could have done that themselves, right?
I think that's what they're talking about. Like, there was channels that would would tell a story, and they would be telling the story, but the video you were seeing was AI generated, and it would just be going through like a video, but it would be AI generated, so it's not a real video. And their
Yeah.
whole video would be that, but they would be narrating it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something they don't want being. I think that's something that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like it. You know, like when I started realizing the channels were doing it, because it just felt like a cheat. Like it felt like a
it
cheat,
does.
you know, which I'm actually surprised YouTube even cares, to be honest. That's something I'm surprised they care about.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, what would it matter to them if the person who's making the channel? But that's something else I noticed too. Like a lot of creators, there was one, he used to come on here and I did a reading for him like a long time ago, but he's not AI. He's had a channel for a long time, and they hit him and said that his channel was AI, and he had to go like prove he was a real person. There's a couple of people I've watched and they've had to prove they're real people. And these are people who have had channels for a very long time, like a very long time.
Is it their mechanics, the way they do it?
I think it's the way they talk. Like they're very they talk in that like documentary, monotone, professional. Like they stop, they pause. You know what I mean? Like And so then I mean it's clipped together. They're always documentaries, so maybe that's why they assume they're AI.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I feel bad for these creators who have been doing it for years and years and years, and they're getting hit for being AI.
Yeah.
But then there's AI channels who actually are AI, and they're still there.
Yeah.
So
it's like it's
real
back
weird.
ass backwards.
Mm-hmm. Actually, a lot of them time to tarot books for and that's what we were talking about too. And I don't remember if I was talking to you about it, Tammy or Tara, but like that's another thing I've always tried to like in a reading. Like I've always told people try to stay away from the ones who will like kind of encourage you and hook you with like, oh, you can keep coming back and I'll kind of help you, you know, kind of thing, because that's the ones who just keep you in an anxiety loop and make you think like you can't get out of it on your own, and you can. You know, like you're never stuck in anything.
Like, see, I would never get on and send somebody a message and say, your ancestors reached out to me and they want me to tell you this.
Yeah.
Or I picked up an energy on you and I think I should read it. I should tell you something. I would never do that.
Yeah. No,
I-
I mean, shouldn't technically like ever do that.
I mean-
and so,
I would never read somebody without their permission.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I would say I didn't. I used to do it when they would troll me. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's different.
I was gonna say I did it when they
Trolls
would
are-
troll me.
trolls
So like,
Trolls are different, but I mean, just like picking somebody out of the chat and just
oh yeah,
after
no,
you
yeah.
after you're done in chat, you're like, I'm just gonna.
I
go
might
read
do
this
it
person.
privately.
Yeah.
I might get off the chat and go wonder like what's going on with that person, like why
Yeah.
were they acting that way, or like who are they? Are they somebody, are they who they say they are, kind of thing. But yeah, it's been
Especially
a
if
while
somebody-
since I've had to do that.
Yeah, especially if somebody comes in and I'm feeling kind of weird about it. I'm like, why are they here? And they tell you they're one person, but they're really not. And you're like, let me pull a couple of cards and find out if you're really who you say you are. That kind of thing. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are just interesting.
Because I get them things from TikTok all the time.
Yeah, and
I picked up on your energy. It's really good. I'm like,
yeah. Or like this, yeah, like if you see this in your feed, it's definitely meant for you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how much I believe that either. So I
No.
don't know.
no.
But let's see.
I kept getting it for somebody one time, and I was like, I finally sent it back to her. I'm like, I'm a medium. I don't need you to read cards.
I know. That's
That
what's
was
bad about this
ugly,
group.
but I was like, I was tired of it. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Like the people that are cursing, you tell them for $300, I can fix the problem. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's another thing I stopped doing too. I used to do candle work for people. I mean, and I still don't have a problem doing it, but I do different kind of candle work now. Like there's a whole different energy of candle work because people, like, you can get pulled into using the graveyard dirt and the nails and the eggshells and the glass and all the stuff that makes everybody behave, right? But like at the same time, like it's not, it's a lot better just to use a nice light white, green, fluffy, loving one and just be like, oh, let's just mother everybody in love.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lot better than lighting a fire under their ass.
I think the one that really we go back to, and it's a good one, and it's not harmful to anyone, is the binding. You can write them on a piece of paper and go tie them to a tree, and
yeah.
that
I
yeah,
bind you, Nancy.
that's right. Or I'm gonna write your name, on a piece of paper, and I'm gonna put your butt in the freezer.
Yeah. Put
You
you in
know,
a lemon. Put
that's
you in
right.
a lemon with some I got a lot of stuff I can put you in.
Yeah, but that's just like little stuff, like
Yeah. Yeah.
that you.
But yeah. I noticed that though with the candle work, you get a lot more positive feedback if you just use the light, lovey, fluffy energy versus
Yeah.
the like, you better do what I say.
Yeah, because you don't want to come back 3 times. You do
Yeah,
not.
and it will. And then usually it comes back more than that. Like, was it like tenfold, pretty much
Yeah,
ninefold
yeah,
usually.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, Cher.
hi, Cher. How are you?
It's all
I think
for
you're probably
being
working. You're always working.
slow. Yeah.
Busy
I'm all-
lady.
Of course you are. He used
I'm
to
all
send.
for being. Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah.
Yes, she loves to be smothered in love.
Yes.
He always brings Tammy flowers on our lives.
He quits. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he quit sending you his spiritual whispers.
He did. He quit sending them. What's wrong with it, man?
That's how you know when they're getting sent because the donkey in the back goes crazy.
Yeah.
It's like someone's being very like intrusive over here. Like, this is my area and my lady. Tell him to go. Yeah, I bind you, Nancy. Just
Yeah.
from doing harm to yourself and others.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing I've been doing a lot lately too, like watching like old stuff from like Are You Afraid of the Dark? When it's the Midnight Society.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
like, I love that. Like and
Yeah.
I always try to remember. I used to remember the little phrase from Are You Afraid of the Dark, and now I can never remember it.
Yeah.
But I've been watching that, like Hey Dude, Goosebumps, like all those things. Like I don't
You took
know.
a week off. You're not gonna want to go back to work taking a week off.
Oh, Cher.
Yeah. I'm off next week too. Can you believe it? I'm not off from the fire department. that I will never be off from the fire department, but I'm off. I'm off from keeping the.
I meant to ask you, are y'all still having the no burn stuff, or is that done?
No, we've had enough rain. We're not under a burn ban anymore. Right
Okay.
now.
'Cause I know they kept every time, like we remember we kept doing it, and that they kept having someone kept starting the fire during the live, like every time.
And I would have to leave.
You should check and see if you have a neighbor who's like watching you. Who's
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know what? I'm gonna go light a fire to stop her from talking.
As a matter of fact, I probably do.
Yeah.
I probably do. Maybe I need to put their name on a piece of paper and tie it to a tree. You deserve, you do deserve a week off.
Everybody
You've been
deserves a
working a
break.
lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else like I can think about that we were talking about as far as like CERN, or I don't know if anybody in chat has any opinions on where is my note thing. This damn, I'm gonna have to sit on here one day and just play with StreamYard.
Yeah,
Like, just mess with
I'm
StreamYard and see
telling
where
you.
everything is.
I'm
Because they're
telling you.
constantly moving it.
It changes. It's got constantly moving and changing and adding crap on there that I don't even use.
Yeah, neither.
I don't use. I mean, I like the clip. I like it when they clip stuff. Because I go through after I do my lives, I go through at the end and it says your clip, like generate your clips. And so I hit generate my clips and it gives you like what, maybe 10?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah, something
10
like that.
clips. And I don't like them all the time. Like one of my lives, I didn't pick any clips from it because I didn't particularly like any of them. But I like that option that it's there.
Yeah.
Because
I like the clips. Sometimes I'll use them and then I'll cut them even shorter because I don't really like that they don't edit it a little bit more, I guess, because there's some parts they leave in that's really long. So I'll do that sometimes, especially if I can't really get to a live or doing something.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know. Sometimes they're not that great though, like you said.
Yeah, some of them I don't like, but like the one when Eli was up there with me, and what had happened was my mic died, and I was trying to go back to my speaker on my Mac, and I was trying to figure out why I could not go to the speaker on my Mac. They could see me and I could hear them, but they could not hear me through my Mac speaker. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was trying to figure it out, and he was just entertaining chat. It was hilarious. He was entertaining chat and he was making me laugh. And finally, right when I figured out what I needed to do, Running Gray Wolf sent me a message. She's like, you need to do this. And right when she sent it, I was doing what she said, and then everybody could hear me. But it generated a clip that's like, I don't know how many minutes. And I
just that.
I put it up because it was freaking hilarious. It was funny.
Yeah.
It got like 115 views.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I'm like, hey, all right.
Sometimes those are the best. I think some of the times that obviously the conversations and when you have like the real like big talking points, those are great too. But I feel like for the most part, like when we have like the cracking up stuff, like I feel like that probably makes like when I leave the conversation, that's what I walk away from being like, that was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that really took a lot of pressure off me.
Yeah.
I thought this would be good to kind of talk about in chat, because Scout commented this is a good conversation to have in the evening. And that's what I guess I kind of wonder. I'm kind of wondering, like, I know, watching some of these other creators who, are on these channels where they kind of readers and things like that, like a lot of the people on there are talking to them about like, again, what we're talking about, what they're going through. And again, any kind of shift energy or stuff that's on their mind as far as like karmic cycles, letting things go, stuff like that. Like what, kind of energy they're shifting into and how to kind of stay steady in that. Cause I think that's the other thing. People feel like they're yo-yoing back and forth between like feeling really calm and like almost euphoric. And then all of a sudden it switches back to like a super anxiety. At least that seems to be what most people are reporting. And that's where the Schumann resonance jumps come in and CERN. And I don't know how much like CERN goes with just the Schumann resonance, but I know like the solar flares, all that stuff's going to kind of just naturally, because it is energy and that's what we are, we are light energy and all that stuff. So I was kind of curious, where we are kind of as a group, and I know a while back when we were talking months ago, we both kind of felt like we were saying constantly feeling like something was trying to like catch your attention, like our attention. And we were having a lot of like what I was saying, like it's like old stuff coming up, needing to
Yeah.
be addressed, needing to be dealt with, stuff like that. And I feel like this is like a second wave of it. It seems like some people were going through it kind of from January to like May-ish. And then now that they've kind of come out of it, it seems like it's happening all over again
Yeah.
for like a different group of people.
Yeah.
So
And I think for me, sometimes I think it might be age, but
Yeah.
like lately it's just like, I just don't care
yeah.
if you don't like what I'm doing. I just don't care if you don't approve of what I'm doing. I just don't care because I enjoy where I'm at
Yeah.
and I like what I'm doing. So I just don't care if you don't. Now, obviously, I care the people around me that I love. You know, I care what they think. But in the big scheme of things, I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. I'm not on here trying to please everybody.
Well, and you can't. Like that's
No.
the thing. Like you're not
Yeah.
meant to please everybody.
I
And
can't
that's
worry
like what
about
I think was trying to do as like and I think that's what people will come into like your readings or and kind of make you think like, oh, well, like if you're a good reader, like you should be doing it this way or you should be doing it that way or you should be at this point of it. And I don't think that that's true.
No.
You know what I mean? So I think, and that's what we were saying, like your group will find you, they'll stay with you.
Your tribe
and they'll
will find you. Yep.
Yeah, and they'll be okay with like changing, and people
Yeah.
who really love you and care about you aren't going to leave you because you grew a little bit. Because
Right.
again, if you're growing, that means you're doing different things. Like you should
Right.
never stay the same. I don't
Right.
think.
No.
I mean, it's nice to have somebody you know you can count on, and they're steady and they're stable. But I also think that again, you should be changing, and it should be
Yeah.
okay to do that
Yeah.
and stuff. So yeah, I'm at a point too now where it's like, and I think that's a lot of what was going on for me recently. I've had like, you know, like I had a lot of health stuff happening.
Yeah.
And I think it was because I've always held everything in, like bit my tongue and try to just make everybody happy. And so like it was eating me up, you know, and I just
Mhm.
wasn't addressing it for myself.
Right.
So I think that was something else I had to address. And so like,
Mhm.
you know, I feel like physically I feel a lot different. I feel different. You know, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
better. You know, I don't feel like I'm so old all of a sudden. You know, like I
Yeah.
feel like I've kind of reversed that again. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel so but that's just being an example of how holding those things in will eat you alive. Like
Yeah.
it really will. Like it will make your hair fall out, make you
Yep.
gain weight, make you do all those things where they go, oh, well, that's just age.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I think I got sick of hearing. It's just age. There are some things that are just age,
Right.
but some things
Right.
truly are that we've been taught to eat our feelings. And if you show them, then you're unstable. There's something wrong with you. And like, you know, you should just be quiet. Okay, well, what if somebody is somebody who needs to express those kind of things and they can't just let things sit inside of them and
Right.
it's going to eat them alive? Some
Yeah.
people can do that. Some people can put things away,
Yeah.
not think about it, and it doesn't bother them. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's their thing. But I
Yeah.
don't think that people who are the opposite should be made feel like they're a problem or they're
Right.
unstable or because they
Right.
want to get their feelings out and talk about their feelings. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of what this shift is about too. We've been so to condition to again behave. You show up, you go to school from this age to this age, you go to work, you get married, you get a job, you get a house,
Yeah.
and literally mortgage. I looked it up; it's death grip, pretty much. If you play with the
Yeah.
words enough in a different language, it's basically a death grip, is what mortgage means. You
Rip.
know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of this is just learning to be who you are, speak how you want, in the sense of like, you know, you don't offend other people, you don't take it too far, but like just be
Yeah.
honest with yourself, be truthful
Right.
with yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah. Because
Don't eat your feelings.
my grandkids will tell you, Nana does not sugarcoat.
Mhm.
I'm real with my kids and my grandkids. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the age I handle it differently, but I mean, I don't sugarcoat things, and that's
Yeah.
that way you know where I stand. When you leave with me or you ask me a question, you know where I stand. There's some people that don't ask me questions because they don't really want my answer because I would just bluntly give it to you.
Yeah. Well, and I'm someone too, like if I think that it's wrong, I'll tell you it's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I
Yeah.
think that you are morally wrong or ethically wrong for what
Yeah.
you did, and I think that, you know, if anything, I'll tell you that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, and that's the thing I think, you know, like too, another thing is most people I think have a hard time, like again, picking apart maybe what they contributed to that problem. And I'm the opposite. I almost like grow myself too much. So that's something I'm having to learn again, to not do
Overthink
so
it.
much. Yeah. Like not overthink it and not like think of everything. Like I said, like I used my hands too much. I used too much of a tone. I used too much of an expression, you know what I mean? Cause that's
Yeah.
literally things people have like well, I don't want to be around you no more because you talk with your hands too much or you talk too loud. You know what I mean? And it's like, fucking excuse me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not emotional robot? Like, you
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what the
Yeah.
hell makes it okay to be like completely emotionally numb, but it's
Yeah.
not okay to like have some emotion?
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's real
talk
weird
with my
to me how we
face,
can talk like
apparently.
that.
Apparently, I talk with my face because people are
Yeah.
like, whatever, it's all over your face. I'm like, okay, well, then you don't have to even ask me. If
Yeah, then you know
already
the answer.
if I already look at you like, are you stupid? Then you don't have to ask, you know, you
Yeah.
don't have to ask me, do you think this is stupid? Because it's on my face, probably.
Yeah, yeah, I probably the same
Yeah.
way. As soon as they say it, my eyes probably like, oh, oh, okay, well, we're doing
Really?
that. Like, okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, people who care about you won't just go,
No,
for
that's
things
right.
like that, and for you
That's
growing
right.
and changing and having thoughts and opinions.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. I'm so glad that we've had such a great group of people, being able to follow us through here and watch everybody.
Scouts and
kind of-
OG.
yeah, from Gannon, and
Yeah.
I think that's when we first met was Gannon.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that was like 2019 or 2020.
In a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And me and Running Graywolf's been together for a while also.
Yeah. Yeah. Running Grey Wolf has been here too for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Chief is being cheeky about that. I'm passionate.
He is being cheeky.
I think he's being cheeky about that one.
He is.
Yeah. But let's see what he said. All right, keep coming back. Yes, and we love you too. And respect y'all as well. And thank y'all so much for letting us be open and honest and things like that. I appreciate it. And letting me curse here and there. I appreciate that even more.
Right.
Not reporting it.
Right. Jeez.
But yeah, so like, does anybody in chat have anything that they want to bring up about anything that we're talking about tonight? We're going on almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And again, I had some stuff on my, I'd mentioned earlier, I had some stuff pulled up on my computer in YouTube that we were going to go through and look at, but I don't really see the point in that now since I'm not on my computer and I can't do it. But I feel like we're far past that anyways.
Well, I think what I'd like to say at the end is I do think there's a lot of karmic family cycles changing.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
then,
good.
For example, who would you like to kind of throw in there for example of that?
Well, especially the Murdochs, because that was he's come from a family of judges and lawyers. Old man's club, the
good old boy club.
Yeah, the good old boys club, from way back. Even his sons were acting up.
Yeah.
Even one of them was even trouble for the girl that died on the boat.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that's definitely a cycle. Sebastian Rogers is definitely a cycle because
those are all
mom-
connect to. Those are all connect. I think those all run through Freemason bloodlines.
Yeah.
I don't know why I completely, but I think maybe it's just because it's law enforcement. But yeah, Sebastian Rogers definitely.
Yeah,
there's
his mom,
his mom and
his grandmother, all that.
Yeah, Chris Proudfoot's mother, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Whatever is going on there, and then they have that real estate. I even heard that they owned like a funeral home. I don't know if that was correct about the funeral home.
I heard
within
that too,
family.
but I don't know if that was ever.
But they have all the means though.
Right.
To get, and that's what I'm saying. And that's another thing. When you see connections like that, there's usually sometimes something deeper.
Yeah.
So as I say, I think people are starting to realize that is all,
Yeah.
like we were saying earlier, that people who we've been taught to trust, doctors, policemen, lawyers, judges, they're not what you really, most of them, some of them, not all of them are not what you think it is.
Medical,
It ties into this Freemason and stuff like that. And it kind of goes up.
Yeah. And
So-
even Summer, hers is from abuse. Her parents, both of her parents were abused. Both of her parents abused. She's got an aunt missing. I mean, so definitely a karmic cycle there is being broken because the boys were removed. They have homes now, and they're taken out of that environment, and now they're given the opportunity to not live like that.
Mm-hmm. And break it and start it over. And that's
Right.
that's the thing about this, new earth energy that we're going into. It's supposed to, like you're saying, leave those karmic cycles behind. This is a chance to not have the SA running through the family lines
Right.
in the abuse, like physical and then any other type of abuse, all of it under all the umbrellas, because it's all related. If they're doing one in that house, they're doing the other, so in any of those houses.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you told me about the interview with Don Wells and he was talking about like hotel rooms and stuff, remember? Like, I didn't really think about how, like you said, like he was kind of like really just describing like things he's done and like went through, and that's where because I was like, why is he so in depth, like describe, like it was really weird to me. I was like, how is he? And then you were like, well, because more than likely it's like what he's done, like he's done it, he's participated in these things, or he has an idea of what's happened or where she is, things like that. But then when you play it back and then you listen to it again, you look at it from that perspective, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So you can hear like where he's reflecting on in his childhood where things happened like that.
Mm-hmm.
And even with Candace, you can tell like how she's reflecting through certain conversations of things that she saw him do that was inappropriate, more than likely with Summer, in my opinion. Same thing with like the prophets, not so much the SA part, but just the abuse part.
Right.
Like you can see when Katie's on the first interview, given that, the recollection of what happened that day, it's just a buildup of them trying to hide what they did to Sebastian.
Right.
And how badly they really treated Sebastian,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
if you really listen, people tell you like right out.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
tell you exactly what they did, because you think about, and I said, and all you have to simply do is think, how would I explain it?
Mm-hmm.
If I was in that situation, how would I say it, and would I say that? And if your answer is no, and your stomach flips, then more than likely, and like the same thing, like we've noticed with a lot of these cases, most of the time, like majority is right. You know what I mean? Like when everybody thought with Gannon and Letitia, it was Letitia. You know what I mean? The same thing with Gabby Petito. It was Brian. You know what I mean? So the same thing with, like, in my opinion, with Sebastian's case, it's Katie and Chris, in my opinion. You know what I mean? The same thing with Summer Wells, because it's like, I just feel like, again, you don't have problems. Like, why are we still hearing so much about Nancy Guthrie and stupid crap? And like randomly that Savannah went missing when Savannah never went missing. So why are we still talking about Savannah?
She
not
just wasn't
famous.
talking. She wasn't talking.
But then she's like, oh, well, I guess this happened because I'm famous. I didn't even know who you were until this happened. I did not even know who Savannah Guthrie was at all.
Being on the Today Show is not somebody famous.
You're not famous. You're a reporter. It's
Right.
your job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how much money you make from it. You're not famous. You know what I mean? Like, not in my opinion, you're not. Like I said, didn't know who you were. And like, I'm sorry your mom's missing, but like, can you talk about like Sebastian missing or like Summer missing or like something? Because again, at this point, she was talking about like even Jesus didn't know, like her pain and her. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to listen to what these people are saying.
Well,
it's outrageous.
She was like, they donated money to missing children. What does missing children have to do with your mother missing? Why?
It has to do with her husband helping scrub the Clintons' computers and the Epstein files. That's what that whole thing was about, in my opinion.
Yeah. Why did you give money to a missing children's foundation? Why didn't you give money to missing elderly people or just missing people in general? Why did you choose children foundation to give it to?
Or like some type of like neighborhood watch or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, something to watch like elderly people in their homes. Like, I don't know. It just, it was a very odd. And then you start looking at, and I started looking back at pictures and things and like everything that you can find about the celebrities in the files and all the like the black eyes and the ankle bracelets and all the stuff they were going through and all this stuff happened. She did too.
Yeah.
Savannah did too. So that's what I'm saying. I find it kind of ironic that the one person who is on one of the shows who is MK controlled more than any, and you can see that on a different interview that she's on when that guy freezes.
Yeah.
During the middle of the interview, that I can't remember his name now, Roker or something, I think.
Yeah.
Something, but he freezes, and like everybody's kind of looking around, and then all of a sudden he unfreezes and he starts moving again. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't find that like coincidence.
Right. Right.
So I think that Savannah, again, I think she knows what happened to her mother.
I do too.
And I think it was all a distraction because that's when the Epstein files were released.
Yeah.
So let me see. Yeah. Yes, generational curse. I'm going through these chats because it went up again. So this was great. Yes, it was fun. Great chat. Thank you so much for being here. Does anyone think Elon Musk? I don't know. I think that he looks different than what he did a little while back. Like, I've noticed when he first started coming out, like right when Trump got into office, he seemed like he was still kind of with himself. And I noticed the last few times he's come out, he just seems off. But I don't know what that would mean technically, really. Yes.
Oh,
I'm glad to have you. All the people of power. Yeah, pretty much
yeah,
all the people of
yeah.
power.
Hmm.
Because you have to, and that's the thing too. Like you think about it. Like I even think about like people that I know, like who got into jobs, and like I say, like jobs were like pretty grimy place jobs, you know. Like, and I say,
Yeah.
like car dealership and things like that.
Yeah.
They had to screw somebody to get into the manager positions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they never usually get these positions because they did the right thing and everybody likes them. It's people
Right.
who are willing to basically not go home, not take care of their family, only go to work, bullshit and lie constantly,
Hmm.
and just be fake. Like that's
Yeah.
the people who usually are in those positions.
Yeah. Yep.
Like narcissistical people. Not all of them, but most of them. Probably
Yeah.
about 70% of them.
Yep.
Poor Summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Summer. Yeah, it's hard to do because it's going to keep popping up. And that's what we were kind of talking about, how it keeps looping back around. So like these people, these kids, even though they will break free of it, it'll probably more than likely keep popping up through their lives. You know, some
Yeah.
scenario will pop up and they'll be tested, and then
Yeah.
they'll have to handle it. And, you know, but I think that we're on a better path of being able to do that. Like if people keep openly sharing their experiences and not being ashamed to say, well, I went through that too, or I had this happen to me too, or, you know, like
I
even
think
how they
that's
get into stuff. Like someone had asked one time, like how we, you know, like became readers, like what triggered that. I know for me, mine was more of like the near-death experiences and things of me was really going down wrong paths.
Mhm.
And so it redirected me onto a different path.
Yeah.
I don't know if yours would have been the same, but most of the time it's usually something really heavy that
Yeah.
kind of does that. It's not, and I'm not saying again for everybody, but I think for most people it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Yeah.
if you have a different opinion on that at all,
No,
but I
'cause-
feel like it is.
Because it was like, mine was like when my mom passed away.
Yeah.
'Cause that, for me, that was a major trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
that
That's
was-
what it usually is, like a
Yeah.
death or like addiction or abuse or of any sort. It usually like, because it shocks the soul and it like makes you have to find something outside of yourself,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that breaking those will do that for you, but it'll keep popping back up and testing you over and over again until you finally can just concretely say no and
Mhm.
turn your back on it and do the right
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, just evolve and do better.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do for some people. Like
Yeah.
as I say, you really just have to just one day decide I'm not doing that no more.
Right.
You know, and it sounds like stupid almost, like, oh, okay, like that's so easy or not easy. But I mean, you really just have to. I'm not going to
Yeah.
do that no more and walk away one day.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Wells boys. Yeah, that was really sad. We did that too. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's another one that I think that was right around the same time as Gannon too.
And now they have the opportunity to change that. You know, they have the opportunity to not completely be, I mean, because the oldest one is not going to ever forget, and he's going to remember the things that was done to him in summer and stuff, but at least he's had the opportunity to live with a family and know what a real family does. You know,
Yeah.
know the love of a real family, a normal
Yeah.
schedule, go to school, be a kid, not worry about,
Yeah.
protecting your sister or protecting yourself, or where's your food coming from. You know, he don't have to worry. At least he's given the opportunity to see what it would be like.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll take that with him, and continue that.
I think with these kids too, like with how heavy like some of this abuse had been going on, and these like now that we know like all of these for how long, when you look at these files, how much some of this stuff has been being hidden through CPS, and also not only just because they weren't addressing it, because they were actually taking these kids out of the homes for reasons to trade them off, things like that. So but yeah, I don't know. Sorry, we're talking about like some of that stuff, so I just kind of lose track of my thoughts.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
But let me see. I was reading and talking at the same time.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why she gave like 50,000. I mean, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have given it to missing children. I'm not saying that at all. That was a great charity or an organization to give it to, but it was just odd.
Yeah, it was an odd. out of like for what was being talked about.
Yeah.
And I said, and again, I don't know if that she did that because the Epstein files were out and she knew people were like, oh, her husband's in it. Because he was, you know, like he worked for the Clintons, and whether he was in it directly or not, he worked for the Clintons and scrubbed their computers. That was proven. So I think that's what the money for the kids kind of had something to do.
She was trying to pay back what he did.
Yeah, or just like pay back the silence, so people didn't say, "Oh, well, you don't care anymore," or like, "Oh, your husband has, did something with the Clintons." So it's like, "Well, I care because here's all this money."
Yeah,
But it took a month for them to even do that.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's. I mean, it was like she could have done that and not even told anybody. That's the other thing. Why even mention it? Why not just quietly do it? What were you trying to gain from that? Because you could have quietly done that.
It just makes me wonder too, like if they thought that people weren't going to question the disappearance, then when people started questioning it and saying like they thought it was a distraction, they thought she was lying, they thought it could be her family. I think it was a way of like trying to save face, but at the same time, like because they picked that certain foundation, it even more proved to me that they were, in my opinion, part of it of some sort. Because it was a really weird, random move.
It's like telling on themselves. They just told on themselves. Here's a clue. Hey, here. You got your handy
If you didn't suspect us before, you're definitely going to now.
Yeah, guess what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see where the sports reporters are. Not recently, but that's what I was talking about in that interview from a long time ago that Savannah's in there with two other co-hosts and that one freezes up. He was real big at one time and then he lost a lot of weight. And like he was a TV. I said I can't think of what his name was. I keep wanting to say like Roker or something, but I don't know if that's his last name.
Oh, it might have been Al Roker.
I think it was, but he lost it. But on that, he freezes. They say some word and he freezes up and he doesn't move for like a good minute or something. And you can see the other reporter looking at him like, oh, shit. Like, he's frozen.
Wow.
and then they say something and he unfreezes it. He just starts talking like right where he left off.
Wow.
The Cardi B does that. I'm pretty sure it's Cardi B. She does that in an interview. And then like you can see the people who she's with like kind of like look. And then when she freezes, the same thing. Like they like that moment and they're like looking around and looking down. And then all of a sudden she unglitches. Yeah. And then they all just kind of go back to what they're doing. Like it is weird. You know what I mean?
Mitch
People just
McConnell
don't breathe.
does it too. Mitch McConnell
Do they?
did it. He did it too in one of his speeches. He just stopped talking.
Yeah.
And just looked down. He just stopped. And I'm like, and
I mean, I do that sometimes. Like I did it just a second ago. I was like, shit, what was I just saying? Like I just had my thought literally pulled out of my head.
Yeah.
But this is a different one though. Like they just like, and their eyes don't move. They don't blink or anything.
Yeah, they had to go up to him and touch him on his elbow and say, "Are you okay?"
Huh.
And they walked him away from the podium and said he wasn't feeling well.
They're always not feeling well, right? Just had to throw Hillary Clinton in that van because she wasn't feeling too well.
That was hilarious. She almost fell.
Yeah, they said she pretty much did, and her shoe fell off, and they said like you can see where they kind of just like toss her in.
Yeah,
like,
they picked her up. They're like,
in there, lady.
She looked like what's his name, Bernie off of Weekend at Bernie's. They were toting her in there like that. I was like, oh my God.
I had to watch that a good like I don't know how many times. I laughed so hard watching that. It just because her legs were so stiff.
They just picked her up like Weekend at Bernie's.
I just feel like you could hear like the Secret Service person right here be like, cut that shit out and get in the phone.
Right.
Throw your ass in there so hard you're gonna fucking wake up next week.
Oh my God. Get your drunk ass in there and shut
But that's all I could picture is someone like talking in through their teeth in her ear, like try do this, Hillary.
Right. Not now.
Yeah. As mean as you are, you would do this.
As mean as you are.
As mean as you are, as evil as you are, you would act like this.
Well, that's like when, did you see the one where Bill tried to push her out in traffic?
Yeah, I did see that one. That was funny.
He was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
Yeah, he pushes her forward. She's like, what the hell, dude?
Stumbled in.
She moved away from him.
Oh my God, she did. That was hilarious. Even she thought he tried to push her out in traffic.
Yeah, she did. Strange charity for the situation. Yeah, it was a strange charity to pick for the situation.
Yeah.
Happiness is a warm gun. What are you talking about that?
All right then.
Yeah, Al Roker. That's who it was. Al Roker. There's parts where you get like you can probably just Google it, or it'll pull it up when he freezes on camera. Like I said, you can do it for Cardi B. There's a bunch of them. They all just freeze randomly, and that's what they say that MK Ultra is. Yeah, Katy Perry glitches a lot. Did you see where she's supposed just came out with some video and she's talking like basically like she's like cosplaying a demon? And
I
like
can't stand her.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because I don't want to watch it, but like like, she's getting worse and worse too. Like it's like they're openly like trying to be more out there and more like shocking than ever.
Yeah, because
You know
they
what I
don't
mean?
care. Yeah, because
No.
nobody's gonna do anything. They're getting away with it.
That's because they're not getting any like attention, and I think they're losing all their money. People don't people won't pay attention to them no more. So like if they can't get it by like the looks that they claim that they have, because they all look like skin and bones now, they all look horrible, you know. So I mean, for the most part, most of them do, you know. So I'm just saying, like, and that goes back to if they were, you know, I mean, that's a whole adrenochrome or whatever that could be possibly other things happening. Some people say they're switched out. Like I don't know what is going on with that, but that alone, I'm just saying, that situation alone, I think they're losing a lot of money, and so they're because I mean, I guess bad attention is better than no attention. That still brings them money.
Yeah.
So I mean, you watch a lot of stuff how they'll put stories that are bad into the news just to make money, because that's most of them. They make more off of those than they do the good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Katie does that one at the concert where she's like talking to like something, and she's saying it's her master or something like that. She does that at a concert. But yeah, she's doing
Taylor Swift did a freaky one at her concert too.
Yeah, they bunched you. Like all those ones, like that Travis Scott one where there was like that shooting at it. And then I think Ariana Grande had like a bombing at those. They're all saying how those were just like ritual sacrifices.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
they were just energy. That's what concerts are for the most part in general. They're just energy harvesting. You know, and then like you see now too where you're watching like what they put on the screens behind, and it's all like demonic shit, you know, like real evil looking stuff.
Yep.
Which sucks because, you know, of course you love, you know, I mean, I love music, but now that you know where most of it's based in, you have to be really careful and discern what you're listening to.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was great, Wolfie. I mean, I watched that, so I thought about just uploading that just so people could watch Hillary Clinton getting thrown in a van with one
That's
shoe.
hilarious.
Yeah, somebody did that too. They touched the eye or like the side of the eye, and like it pops open or some weird stuff. Speaking of, I got something in my eye.
I can't stand Taylor Swift. I cannot stand her. I've never liked her. I do not like her.
That music video, Look What You Made Me Do, is the one that they're talking about. That was hers, like kind of like one of her kind of ritualistic type videos because she's all in red and there's all the kind of
that's the one.
And then Rihanna, Umbrella, the same thing in that one. That was supposed to be her video too, and the one where she's got like silver all over her, and then she kind of goes down into like a pose and puts her arms up behind her. But when you freeze it, it's the goat head. She's shaped as a goat head.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dad. Have a good weekend. Happy 4th of July. But yeah, so that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about. I kind of wanted to just go over like the energy shifting, the kind of going from the 3D older Earth into the new 5D kind of Earth, and how people are feeling about that. And if people are feeling it like as much as, you know, we think that they are. I mean, you see it constantly now. And again, I've noticed, like I was saying, a lot of readers that they seem to be gravitating a little bit more towards, you know, still doing readings a bit, but more, again, the kind of guidance, the answering those kind of questions, things like that.
Yeah.
She lost a shoe. I know there were some pretty ugly black loafers. I was surprised.
They were. I was like,
yeah, I know it wasn't her best outfit, but
you got feet problems or what?
My dad loves Hillary Clinton. It's his favorite.
I can't stand Hillary.
I'm just joking.
I cannot see you. I told you woken up a bear, because now you're like, just don't be scared to say it. Okay.
Yeah. He had he was trying to stop smoking cigarettes, and they gave him that medicine to stop smoking cigarettes. I'm just going to tell a story because it's hilarious. And he had a bad dream, or he had a dream with her in it. And so he stopped taking the medicine because he could have sworn to God he's like, I'd rather smoke cigarettes than have dreams about Hillary Clinton.
I don't want to have that in my dreams every night. I don't blame me.
Yeah, because they tell you it causes nightmares. He was like, and I had a dream about her. He's like,
well, that's a nightmare. That would be a nightmare.
I thought that was hilarious. He stopped taking
I
His-
wouldn't want to take them either.
Yeah. He's like, I'd rather smoke.
That'd be, yeah.
But
That would
well,
be,
okay, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank
Is there
you
anything
for
else that
having
you
me.
kind of want to throw in though that I didn't ask about?
No, I just
No.
kind of think maybe the universe, you know how we say the universe puts things in front of you to do, and it gives you clues and it gives you signs that you should be doing something
Yeah.
or looking at something. And I kind of feel like a lot of people have not been looking at what they needed to be doing, and the universe has just had to take a drastic like
Yeah.
turn and say, you know what, y'all aren't listening.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
we've got to open your eyes somehow.
Yeah. And I agree with that because like it is much more of like it's being forced constantly if you're not
Yeah.
addressing it, which is more like it's showing you like it has to be addressed to move on to whatever we're trying to move forward to, like whatever stage that may be for you individually, spiritually, whatever it may be. But like, yeah, it's gonna keep being forced even more until you just accept it, forgive it, and set for what it is, or you know, learn all of the things that you should do. But yeah, basically
Right.
address it though. You know, like it's
Yeah.
gonna keep popping up. And yeah, I agree that it's being forced upon us a lot more now. And like someone else said in chat too, like all those memories that were suppressed or held back or just not even addressed are starting to push themselves forward, whether you like it or not. And I think
Mhm.
that's hard for a lot of people, especially people who've never really dealt with them or
Right.
don't like to deal with it. Like they don't, it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And that's the thing. We're
Yeah.
having to be uncomfortable right now. Like you have to be uncomfortable
Yeah.
a bit, you know, with those
You
feelings
do.
and emotions and work through them.
Mandy, oh my
Oh, hi,
gosh, where
Mandy.
have you been? Girlfriend, where have you been?
I know. How are you? We were just talking about you the other day.
You were.
Hope everything's going well.
Yes.
I'm so glad you could catch the end of us.
Yes, you're gonna want to listen to this one because we talk about time warp and Men in Black and
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
a
Disclosure
bunch of
day.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took
Yeah.
me a minute to get there because I had some computer technical problems, but you can just skip through those boring parts.
Oh, you're at the lake. Oh, yeah. For the 4th, y'all have a wonderful time. Have a wonderful
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Y'all
I
have a
miss
good
you, my
time.
friend. Yeah.
We'll do one again soon. So
Yeah. Yep.
But okay, well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It was so much fun. And I will get with you soon and see when you're available to do a live again. And yeah, so thank you, my friend. I love you so much.
I love you
And
too.
I will chat with
Thank
you
you.
soon. And bye to everybody in chat. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
We love you bunches. And we'll see
Bye.
you soon. Bye.